Okay.
Could be worse.
Nope, it fixed itself. Alright, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the old one. Okay. Buddy, no, fuck off. You can't have Mama's biscuits.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so my previous headset disintegrated itself, so...
Oh yeah,
I had to... Yeah.
You had that like day where you're like, fucking, I need to get a headset, but nothing was closed. And you had to go to like the Best Buy, and then I think you said a Target, and then another fucking Target.
It was Best Buy, which was closed, and then Target, which was out of stock, and then Walmart, which... Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah.
Like Walmart's self-explanatory explanation when you have to go places. I know, last night at fucking 8:36, that's when we go to plug in my fucking thing finally, and like...
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking...
Hi. Hello, the Philippines. Welcome to fucking this.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy. Because I have a lot of pent-up stress that I've been fucking dealing with over the last 3 fucking days.
Well, that's fine.
Jesus.
We'll take it all out on Rebecca. We're good to go.
Yeah, fuck her. Seriously. If you don't know the game, like, fuck Rebecca. Eternally. Also, now in the chat, hey Patch, thanks for joining. I really like that I get to share this with my friends. Especially because I know we don't get to talk anymore. They're my Gaia roleplay family.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hi.
I know, I'm that old. And I'm not gonna say sad, but high school wasn't. I was kind of sad. But role playing with people that awesome made it a lot better. I don't have time for that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta fucking try to figure out how to make my fucking computer work. It's so pretty though, so I'm making it happen. Right? Who was? I think it was you. Do you wanna?
I'll just start off, and I'll just take the next day too, because this is the night party, so we're like at the end of it anyway.
Yeah.
So basically a refresher. We're at, we think, the tail end of Rebecca's chapter. We're at Luke and Hannah's party, where we find out that Luke banged Constable whatever the fuck's wife, Rochelle. That's her name.
Well, suspected of, although like with how Luke is,
with how
and
Luke
Mary
is,
you can fuck her.
Yeah,
that's an option. You're like, it's probably true.
Like, Luke has been hanging out in bars trying to pick up chicks, so I'm more likely to believe her than not.
Bang the wife of his quote-unquote friend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also in chat, if I'm talking, it's not going to be I'm not POE Pulls anymore. It's going to be JB15. So I fixed that finally.
Did you want me to change whatever? The stream name is the stream name. All right, I'll figure it out next time.
Yup. That's just for chat.
Does she look like she wants a baby?
Oh, this accent is very fake.
Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
I was pretty sure it was fake when, like, the very first line that we hear drops the word "monta."
I know. I'm like, oh man, there's some Irish person going, what the fuck? That's not what we sound like.
The commotion doesn't go further, despite the drunk woman appearing like she has plenty more venom to spill.
It's the hormones.
In a little while, security shows up, escorting her out. Apparently, she's the chief inspector's wife, too? As if this whole thing can't get any more fucked up than it already is. What a mess. But the damage has been done, and beyond the repercussions this'll bring, I'm more worried about Hannah. Maybe Luke, too, in part. I've seen the man that hides behind his self-importance, and it is someone who cares for the person who stands beside him.
Yeah.
No matter how questionable that is now. After all, no anger is worse than that of a scorned woman.
Dude,
he's
that's
lucky.
Very much up there.
He's lucky though that he is not to be the object of it anytime soon. That his wife loves him enough to not believe any of the woman's drunken prattles.
Take that troll up out of here immediately! And see to it that she isn't allowed here or anywhere we hold any authority in Luxbourne.
Hannah's outrage is a strange sight to witness, after those smiles and the grace she has carried herself through the entirety of the party. Like this, her eyes burning bright with fury, I don't doubt she can do so much more, ruin the scandalous woman if need be. Shaming her is already an act of mercy, generous enough coming from her.
Everyone, please go back to enjoying the party. Don't let that mess of a woman ruin your night.
You heard her! Strike up the band, maestro, and let us dance like fireflies in the night!
We're totally just gonna gloss over the implicated adultery and, drunk Prego woman. No worries.
Yeah. Yep, when she turns to Luke, eyes gleaming with hope, something feels off. Something I can't quite place.
That's suspicion.
Hers is not the face of a person who so ardently loves. There's a lack of tenderness in it, an absence of warmth and sincere affection. It's the kind that constricts and suffocates.
Rebecca would know.
Uh,
I'm just saying.
1 second, let me... I've had to fiddle with the sound settings a bit.
Yeah, no worries. Also, if anybody hears growling, it's not the ghost. Those are my little hobgoblin babies fighting over the remaining corpse of a lamb chop plushie. So that's what that
Well,
is.
that was a mess, wasn't it? And you handled it magnificently.
It happens.
Jesus Christ.
We are very important people, are we not?
Yeah, okay.
No one seems to have noticed it, however, and at their command, music resumes. There's a brief lull, a reluctant pause before the place comes astir again, but shortly, the buzz returns to the room. Dancers have once again taken to the floor, and their guests' excited chatter begins anew. Maybe it's just my imagination?
Milady, would you like to dance?
With pleasure, my prince.
The unsettling feeling in my stomach remains, however, even as the strained atmosphere dissolves into merriment.
Is she sensing something?
Even as I watch the
'Cause-
couple lose themselves in the moment, or the people around them join them in it. I think we covered early on that Rebecca's our medium, because she
Yeah, so
saw...
I'm thinking...
Yeah.
I think this was when Hannah started getting possessed, because I can't remember what she referred to Luke as before, but I don't think it was my prince until the chapter or the part in her chapter where it's like, oh yeah, she's fucking possessed now and crazy as shit.
Yeah.
When at first we're like, man, she's being clingy. She's just running into the denial about the whole rose
Yeah,
cheating
at
on
first
everything.
at first it was like kind of super clinginess, but now it's just like, nope.
It's
As-
extreme.
Like once the switch flips to my prince, that's bam, we're possessed now.
Yeah.
And Rebecca senses it because she's our shitty, incredibly shitty medium.
Yeah.
It grips me all the more when, once I leave the hall, the last glimpse I catch of Hannah is her smile.
Uh-oh.
A thin, unearthly one spreading across her soft features.
What's it gonna show?
The porter closes
Okay,
the
no.
door behind me with a soft click, but all I hear from it are chilling whispers. Those that seem to echo along with another familiar grin in my mind. Oh cool, we're hearing that
Oh,
now.
good, cool, great. Oh, thank fuck. I'm like, oh god, what is it? What's behind us?
The brush of fresh air against my cheeks does little to dampen the nervous edge in my bones.
Glenn, put your dress down, Jesus.
Away from the rush of the party, I just feel bone tired. It's late. I've accomplished nothing of what I've come here for, and Ashton's nowhere to be found. I'm not sure what pisses me off more. That he ignored me the whole evening, or might have just left without saying anything, or knowing he obviously has some other motive for being here. Oh good, glad we
He's a
sorted out
cop.
glad we sorted out that whole you being a clingy fucking idiot thread.
Yeah.
Glad we're still
Right.
committed to improving that. Can't he at least trust his own friends for that?
He didn't have to hide it from me.
If he's like, yes, I'm on a stakeout. Somebody could have heard some staff and alerted Luke, and then he could have got shot by the
Yeah,
fucking mansion or something. Obviously, Luke is up to some shit. That's the whole thing.
yeah. He's not even answering his... You called him in the middle of the fucking Jesus Christ, Rebecca. This is why he's not into you. He's not even answering his phone. That man always has been difficult to contact when he's out. But you'd think he'd at least have the decency to keep the lines open if he's going to wander off on a party. One that he happened to attend with his friends, at that. I let the call ring for 9 more times before cutting it off.
Does he not have a voicemail? Does nobody here have a fucking voicemail?
I can believe him not having a voicemail.
Okay, but like you get the message where it's like the voicemail
Yeah.
box is not set up.
Oh, that's true. No use trying to find someone who refuses to be found. I can get home on my own. I don't need him. He can just...
Becca, where'd you go off to?
If you're done here, let's go. I'll get you back to the city.
No, I'm not done being mad. No. Oh, my mistake.
My mistake, the second his
What up,
voice
guys?
cuts through the crisp night air, is that I've allowed my annoyance to get the better of me.
Yeah, so stop it.
Fuming, patience forgotten, I whirl around and march towards him. Oh, we're just gonna turn this bitch switch back on, alright. One accusation after another piles at the tip of my tongue, ready to be hurled at any moment.
Oh, good.
There's no hesitation holding me back when I fling it at him. That straight face he keeps as I do so doesn't help temper my anger either. It only makes me want to slap more sense into him.
Shouldn't
Jesus,
I be the one asking you that?
Becca, I've been waiting here the whole time. I told you I hate parties like...
And before that, where have you been the entire evening?
Right then and there, I might have forgiven him if he'd shown some ounce of remorse for leaving me like that. Maybe he could have looked away, given me a sign that my assumptions might be right. He doesn't even need to put them into words. A single gesture of confirmation is all I need. Rather, what I get is the same impassive look. Jesus, they're really, like, tearing that lamb chop shit apart.
Oh my god, you have no idea. There's like, it's shreds, and they're just chewing on the shreds into more shreds.
He does that whenever he can't disclose anything. He does that whenever he's lying. In the face of it, amidst the thick tension, a frustrated huff is the only thing I can summon. Lady, Becca.
I know, it's like, first off, he didn't show up with you. You didn't go together. He happened to be there. He's on, like, official investigation business. He just can't tell you that because it's fucking, it's the whole point. He gets to go around going, listen, I'm a cop, and I'm here to do cop things.
Yeah,
Hide all your illegal, whatnots. And also, you're just a crazy bitch, and you didn't even want to come either. It's just you wanted to show up because your parents or some weird fucking...
this internal monologue right here is why Rebecca's going to die.
Yeah.
If we pick the right option. I'm not quite to the point of where I want to save Scum her death, but, like,
No.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Be that way. Fine. Suit yourself.
No more words. After everything I've seen and heard tonight, I'm already too exhausted for those. So, without speaking any further, I simply walk past him and stomp over his car.
I want to be a bitch, but you're also going to drive me home anyways.
No, that's literally what's happening.
I know.
Although before I can pull open the door, he calls out, one hand outstretched, a gentle weight on my shoulders.
Wait, Becca.
Stop being such a bitch.
He pauses, his brows furrowing and lips curving into a slight frown. I can almost see the gears turning in his head while he tries to piece together everything he wants to say. Before, perhaps, I might have waited patiently for those. He's not a man fond of using words to express himself. More often than not, any gesture of honesty will only come out blunt and coarse when forced. But today, for one reason or another, I simply can't summon that forbearance.
Ashton, if you're just going to waste my time again,
Wow,
Becca,
okay,
listen.
well. No.
I don't know how else.
that much is obvious. Why don't you just take the whole bloody night? Go on. I can wait until next year.
A plus, Becca,
Bitch.
you're a person that everyone wants to know.
Better yet,
Oh,
why don't you
like-
just keep it all to yourself like you always do?
So mad
It's not
because he
right.
hasn't noticed her affections or isn't returning them. And then the second he's trying to actually like communicate feelings, she's like, no, fine. Yeah, I know it's hard for you, but God, I don't have all night. Fuck. Fucking, I wonder why he's not in love with you.
Yeah, right?
Rebecca, will
Jesus.
you hear me out first?
The silence I can offer him. But whether I'll believe what he's about to say is still up for debate.
Oh my
A
God.
very long debate.
I honestly
Please,
don't know how else to
Ghost
put
killer
this.
now.
I'm aware your
You-
parents
you
have
go-
some kind
no.
of history with Hannah Wright, and somehow you're friends with her. But
This
you
is not
should
the conversation she wanted.
stay away from these people for now, especially the husband.
Gosh,
What I do with my time is none of your bloody business.
gosh, I
Waiting for
wonder if
that.
this has anything to do with the fact that he's a fucking police investigator investigating super crimes. Nope, here comes
Yeah, and all
Bracanium alloy.
Yeah, and all the like deaths and missing persons that have been happening recently.
Nope, here comes Bracanium alloy to make this all about her.
Yep.
Who? Luke?
Yeah.
His expression deepens into a scowl at my mention of the name, but whatever opinion he has, he doesn't immediately voice. Still, something about it has greatly displeased him, evident in the stiff note his tone assumes.
Yeah, he's bad news.
Okay, I already assaulted him.
It's my turn to frown this time. What does he mean by that?
What does he have to do with this, or care to explain your reasons?
So we have dumb bitch, and we'll give him an
Trying to
opportunity and then ignore everything he says.
I mean, what if it's the vice versa somehow? Because sometimes you're like, I want to go with this answer because that's what I think it is, and it's like the complete opposite, and it's just so hard to track.
So this is like defensive. So this is defensive. What does he have to do with this? Why? But care to explain your reasons is just like, well, all right, you're sure of this. What the fuck do you have to say about it? Or at least that's my theory. We're dealing with bacanium alloy here, so like
I know,
both of these are just the dumb bitch option.
Care to explain your reasons? No, fine. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's true. He's not going to explain his reasons because they're police reasons, and he is somehow a good cop, or at least a better cop than we are a person.
Yeah, I mean that's not hard because Becca sucks.
Yeah,
but she's already kind of in bitch mode.
Yeah.
Although I'm curious if maybe he'll give us some more info that might help in the later chapter, because the next one after we finish hers is his. So the more info we have, maybe.
Won't we have that info, though, is kind of... Won't he just, like, inner monologue it to himself?
I don't know, though. I don't know if the game's gonna, like, just not... Just to fuck with us and make, keeping who we want to be alive harder or something.
Further point. If we somehow pry reasons out of Ash, Becca might be more likely to get involved in the final chapter, and we'll have to deal with her more often. I feel like the answer is just to go full dumb bitch mode.
Yeah, I hate listening to her when she's like that, but fuck it. She's having that attitude anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, what does he have to do with this?
What did we do? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised any of those...
Listen.
None of those bars should be where they are. They should all be, like, down here.
Seriously.
Y'all deserve better than Rebecca, seriously.
Yup.
It's not a question without merit. Though the man can be quite abrasive, sometimes downright nasty with his words, you can't simply accuse anyone by virtue of that alone. And it is an accusation, no matter how much Ashton's phrasing downplays their meaning. What right does he have to tell me who I should associate myself with, without even bothering to tell me his reasons at that? Good, we're working on this whole communication thing.
Plenty. Right. Just trust me on this, Becca.
Don't you Becca me. That doesn't answer my question at all, Ash. You haven't answered any of my questions, in fact. What's really going on here?
I want to hear it from him.
Shit, that I
It's fucking police
manager.
Yeah, it's police business, you fucking idiot.
I know, it's like, dude, I can't just go around telling people this. Even if you're my friend, if anything, it probably puts you in danger because you a dumb bitch.
Yeah. If we were to go down this route, I want to hear it straight from his mouth.
Oh my god.
Because whatever he thinks of the man, I haven't found any reason why I should be wary of him.
You literally thought he was a fucking kidnapper.
Sure, we've started off on the wrong foot, but he's a decent guy when he tries.
Oh, fuck you.
A simple explanation is all I want. Is that really so hard to understand for him?
The
First she was determined to hate Luke, but now that Ash is like, actually he's dangerous, she's like, well, maybe I like him. Maybe he's a friend of mine. You don't know. He's not that bad. Fuck you. And you're like, wow.
Dear Diary, today I chased away everyone who ever liked me. Why don't people want to be my friends? It's obviously their problem.
Yeah, God.
One mistake and you guys could...
So, we're back here again. More secrets? Why can't you be honest to me for once?
He's a dangerous man to be around, Rebecca.
Really? Care to elaborate on that?
No,
because
I
from what
cannot.
I've seen, the only dangerous thing about that guy is his audacity to cheat on his wife.
Why are you defending him?
Who said anything about defending anyone.
That's literally what you're doing.
That's literally what you were just doing.
You know, I'm getting really worried about you guys. First it's Zach, and now you're...
Oh, you're worried?
Somehow, even that concern feels empty to me, even if it's from him.
You care? Really now? If you care, then where were you the entire party?
It was my
That doesn't
job.
matter right now. You know I can't simply...
Forget it, Ashton. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about this anymore tonight. Speak to me when you're ready to stop spouting the same barefaced lies.
It's not lies.
Ashton jerks back as if I've struck him. For a fleeting moment, something akin to hurt darts across his features, his eyes narrowing and hands closing in tightly into a fist at his sides. It does little to lull my ill humor, because in the next second his answer sounds nothing of the apologetic tone I'm expecting from him.
Fine.
No, fuck you.
A little regret would have been nice.
Fine.
What the fuck? You just are shouting at him relentlessly from like the second
Yeah.
he found you and he offered to drive you home.
You
And
show
you're
up.
just like, and he's not even fucking regretful that I'm being a bitch. And it's like, what the fuck? He's
Yeah.
trying to keep you guys safe. Luke is fucking dangerous, even if it's not like Ghost. Like, he's a powerful, rich guy, and how do you think he got to be that powerful and rich? That shit's usually not 100%, above board in these kind of situations.
In my anger, I don't even notice when I've climbed inside his car. Fucking, oh my god. You just screamed
so
at him
mad
about...
you, drive me home.
I'm so mad at you. You're such a terrible person. Why do you do that? Now drive me home.
I would have locked the fucking door and been like, bye, Becca. Find your own fucking way home, bitch.
Yeah. Not until after I've slammed its door behind me with as much force as I can summon. He follows
Bring his
soon.
car.
He follows soon after, and shortly we're on our way back to the city. Yet even with the city's bright lights welcoming us, the dense, somber air from the mansion still lingers. The moon is almost at its highest by the time we reach Salem Well. Even after our respective heads have cooled off, the atmosphere within the car remains rife with unspoken tension. This isn't a problem so easily fixed with a few handshakes. Quite frankly, I don't know what will. Ashton himself has no idea what to do when he alights and dawdles awkwardly in the middle of the car park, unsure.
Aw.
It almost seems like he's having an internal debate, whether he should say goodbye or mutter another apology. I could have driven him away, purely out of spite, the second I've gone off. Still, old habits die hard. It's like, maybe me being a turbo bitch could have driven him out of my life forever. Oh well, that's just me!
Right?
It's late, and Ashton's flat is on the other side of the city. Irritation might still rear its head every time I look at him right now, but I'm not too cruel to put him up on another long drive.
What?
Especially when he still appears as if he hasn't gotten any rest.
You can
And
borrow
he's
the
really
couch.
fucking tired. Wow, thanks.
I throw the keys to my flat his way before a protest forms on his lips. Although he catches it with ease, he eyes it with a wary expression and shoots a puzzled glance my way.
You haven't been forgiven. We're still going to have that talk, believe me.
Hey, what if we didn't, and just never talked ever again?
Right? Yeah, fuck you. Jesus.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to send you out on another drive looking like that. It's late. Go get some rest.
Fuck you.
We're setting aside a lot of loose ends like this, but he appears to have accepted that reason, at least in the meantime. He does give me another questioning glance when I shove past him, pulling my mobile in the process.
Where are you going? I thought...
You go ahead upstairs. I need to contact Professor Andrew.
Why?
Andrew? Why would you... Oh, no. Please. Is this that thing Isabella said this morning? Again?
Yes. Ah,
Yeah,
dude.
I already gave her my word, Becca. I'll look into this BRC crap. No need to drag the old guy into it.
you have literally done that twice now.
I know, right?
Of course he's still skeptical. It makes one wonder if he's even seeing anything at all. Figures
Right.
this curse will stay away from the scoffer.
Just so he's like, yeah, okay.
But this is another loose end tonight that I can't just leave alone, Ashton's beliefs notwithstanding. It just so happens that it's one I can delve into using means other than taking a look at the mansion itself.
Ashton, do you really think I still give a shite after that stunt you pulled tonight?
He has
What the
pulled literally nothing.
I know.
No,
This is so horrible.
but this is...
I've spent so many years with him to know this is about to turn into another argument. Before he can finish it, I cut him off with a firm raise of my hand.
Look, I don't care.
There you go, assert bitch dominance.
There are weird things happening around here. And yes, it's Isabella's brand of weird. Ghostly voices, strange sounds, and a bloody woman sitting at the back of my car.
Oh cool, we remember that now.
Oh, good.
You don't have to believe me. And I no longer have the patience to convince you, so just leave me be, Ashton.
He doesn't push it, growing quiet instead, although I know he has a whole case of it prepared inside his head.
If it's maybe you're seeing shit because you had a cold, I swear to fucking God.
But there's a reluctant shift in his movement when he steps away from our conversation. Short of climbing the stairs, he stops, turns to face me with an expression almost too... conflicted?
Are you really sure
What?
Fucking yeah.
that there was something? That you've been, seeing things?
Yes, I'm very, very certain. Now go. And you better not break anything in there. The last time I let you stay over, it was that statuette Belle gave me. You haven't even replaced that one.
The last of my reprimand goes both unheard and unanswered as he disappears behind the stairs. If things aren't as strained, he might have a quip or two about that, followed by a light banter. Instead, for a long moment, I'm left staring after him. There's something in the way he asks that it nags. Coupled with his expression, the whole exchange just feels unsettling.
Is he starting to see shit too?
One that doesn't fade even as I gather my thoughts and shift my focus on another, even as I dial Professor Andrews' number.
You said Bear Claw wrong.
And that's when it clicks. During the long wait for the professor, one stray thought emerges from the unease. Ashton has not intended for his question to be a jibe. It's concern.
Wow,
For-
it's like he actually
what,
cares
though?
about you.
Oh
your
my-
well-being.
Oh my
You're
god.
a bitch.
Yeah. For my well-being? The letter's curse? The woman I mentioned? The answers for those will have to wait, however. Finally, the call connects and Professor Andrews' voice echoes from the receiver.
Professor
Sorry,
Andrew?
I've been busy eating a Bear Claw.
Rum rum rum.
Rebecca, it's late.
Yeah, but this is a me problem, so I need to make it
Yeah.
a you problem.
What can I do
Yeah.
for you?
I know, I'm sorry, but this is a bit urgent.
After all, this is a more pressing matter. Our lives might be at stake and we're still in the dark.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you to do me a favor.
No. Like,
Sunday.
God, when does hers end? I'm so dead.
Wait.
Professor Andrew Clark.
Have we made it to Sunday before? No. This is our first... No.
Oh.
No, yeah. No, Sunday was when the possession happened. Okay, no. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Or at least when it was
Professor
confirmed.
Andrew- yeah. Professor Andrew Clark has agreed to meet. No, I thought Saturday was when Hannah was, because Luke was leaving for work and they had just spent the night after the dance, and that's when she was like, man, you should just stay here with me all day. You don't have to go to work. And he's like, bitch, I kind of do. She's like, no, when I want to dress you.
Oh,
Why does
you're right.
Johan's your...
You're right,
When
that
did you
was
dress- Yeah.
Saturday, so... I guess... Alright.
Professor Andrew Clark has agreed to meet with me 2 days later in front of Luxbourne's public library. He has other commitments, but being a longtime family friend has its perks. Oh my god, I hate her. I have my parents' connections to thank for that. Not that I'm ever grateful, because they don't want to give me hugs all the time. Of course, I'm not the sort to impose on him often, but the situation is... Well, it's not entirely bad. What? It is absolutely entirely bad. Although it does require calling in a few favors from friends like him.
Yeah, there's only been some deaths and a curse or whatever, but whatever.
Without a signature, I won't be able to gain access to the library's restricted section. They have a restriction.
Yeah, it's where they
If I
keep
want
all
to
the
get
spell
some-
books.
Right? In-depth information in the Ermagerd mansion. That is, not simply what they choose to show to the general public. As much as I hate to admit it, there's always some place or something people censor, and whatever it is, I won't ever find it in the general section. It has to be what they're keeping here, beyond the public eye. The thought of that alone makes me antsy. Thankfully, I don't have to brood over it. The wait for the professor doesn't last long. He never did enjoy making people wait. Likewise, he dislikes people who are tardy. He arrives 5 minutes after I do, greeting me with that kind smile and a casual wave of his hand, bear claw crumbs fickled in his stubble.
You just blarm. Hello.
Right. I haven't seen him in so long, but it appears he hasn't changed much. He's a little fatter, probably from the bear claws. His familiar presence alone is enough for a fond smile to spread across my face.
Professor Andrew.
Rebecca, didn't I say long ago you can drop the professor?
Oh god, the slot's open.
I know, what the
You
fuck?
know I can't possibly do that. Even if I can, it feels disrespectful to call you by your name alone.
Both
Like
you
we're
and
two
Ashton
adults now.
never listen to this old man. Kids these days.
All right. But just for
Ah,
today,
Jesus, no.
since you're
What are you
doing me a
doing?
huge favor, Andrew.
Chill out. Just chill out. Stop it.
I guess you simply can't have it all, even at this old
My puppy
age.
in my lap and he's freaking out.
But pleasantries aren't what we're here for, yes? You mentioned you needed a permit.
Yes, sir, if that's okay with you.
More than fine. Anything in pursuit of knowledge, as they say.
He hands me the
He had-
permit. Oh, sorry.
No, what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Ian, you're stepping on my lines!
Fuck.
He hands me the permit without further prompting. And just like he promised, he's also written a recommendation after his signature. This is more than enough to get me those files. I mutter a small thanks before slipping it into my pocket. Although, when I look back up, his brows are furrowed, the face of curiosity. Not surprising considering how vague I've been during our little talk over the phone. Right then and there, I've decided to tell him if he ever asks. Maybe not all of it, but stuff he needs to know. So what's going on? Ghost! No. It's the least I can do to thank him. As expected, true to his inquisitive nature, he asks. He's already talked
If
with Rebecca.
you don't mind,
so,
though.
like,
Well, yeah, he's already talked to a couple people. I don't think he's
Yeah.
talked to Rebecca, though.
or no, sorry, Isabella. And
Yeah.
I think Zach? Was it both of them that day? I know Ash
Um,
wasn't there. I think it was Zach and Isabella.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I know you've always been an eager learner, but may I know what in the restricted section that piqued your curiosity?
It's the God mansion, sir.
He's quick to raise an eyebrow at that, and for a while I fear he'll take the slip of paper back. He's like, no, bitch. Is there something in what I said? Yeah,
The ones
because
they
he knows
have
that
out in the
shit's
general
haunted as
isn't
fuck.
enough?
I'm
No.
hoping for a more in-depth read, sir. More about the
list of the
history
bodies.
and the people who once lived there.
And
The
died
general
there.
section doesn't have anything much on that.
Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah, you're
you
looking for
certainly
that
aren't
haunted
the first
shit
one to be
stuff.
enamored
Have
with that
fun.
place. It doesn't shock me. The architecture is admirable, and the urban legends are something to talk about. Why,
Yeah.
just this past week, I've got a few asking me about that. Imagine that.
I think enamored might be a little too much to describe our interest in it. But I have to agree. The mansion is beautiful, even with the renovations. They kept the stained glass windows, too. They are magnificent.
Oh, you've seen it.
I was there for a few hours to attend a housewarming party. The invitation was for my parents, but they couldn't make it.
Oh, you dead.
My mum used to work as a private tutor for the Evans. Hannah Wright?
Ah, I know of her. Her husband, too. Who doesn't?
This dumb bitch when she assaulted him with a fucking book, and apparently Marianne when she almost fucked him in a bar.
Yeah.
Luxborn's most popular couple.
Like, ooh. He mad.
Yep. Something falls behind his eyes, the warmth in them suddenly gone. Like he's reliving a painful, distant memory and seeing it play right in front of him. It disappears almost as soon as it surfaces, but that look has unsettled something in me.
Is something the matter?
Nothing much. But you know, you're already like a daughter to me. So if you could, do be careful with the friends you make.
Otherwise, I'll have to kill you too.
Is this about the rights, sir?
Just
Oh,
a
good, not
friendly
you,
advice from an
to
old
Ashton
man.
talk to you.
Don't think much about it.
Good job, Bacanium Alloy. We've mentioned literally one other person in this conversation, and you're just like, are you talking about them?
I know, right?
Anyway, I have to leave now. Can't
No, I
miss
mean
my weekly
Ash.
serving
That
of
guy's
bear
kind of a
claws.
dick. No. I can't believe you fucking called it. You saw the slot. And you're like, yep, that's where a bear claw goes. There.
I was craving donuts that day,
Well, you're not the only one, apparently.
I guess.
Say hi to your parents at the detective inspector for me, will you? I wish you luck with all that research.
I will. Thanks for this, Andrew.
Andrew gives my shoulder a light squeeze, the gesture a younger me has always appreciated, and quickly crosses the street after. I watch him until he disappears behind the door to our cafe, until the doubt swimming inside my head finds a moment to rest. Whatever his business is with the rights isn't anything I should concern myself about. Yep, no, sure, don't worry about... But somehow, in the grand scheme of things now, all of it feels oddly relevant. It probably is.
Gosh, I wonder if all of these related things are related.
Right? The how, though, is I've yet to find out. Yep. And I'm hoping the library will give me the answers I want this time. On a gloomy Sunday morning, the library is especially empty. Ooh, do you think that we're going to get a ghost encounter? Because, like, this is darker than I've ever seen it.
Is it? I feel like there's just a regular old like they say that it's empty, but like they're still using the shot
No,
of just
the
like dudes
lighting.
around.
Like, I think the lighting, like, on this side is dark when normally it's just equally lit. When it's supposed to be, like, earlier in the day.
Maybe? I don't know.
That looks a little ominous. I'm thinking ghost encounter. Because,
I
like,
mean-
library shelves, perfect place for it. Especially if she's going in the restricted section. Ooh, spooky.
I mean, also, it's like this is the last day we've ever made it to, so it seems
That's
likely.
true. The second floor in particular. I've always considered this place to be a sanctuary, a respite away from the hubbub of the city. As a child, I grew up reading books here, spending hours here to no end, poring over the pages, living out fantasies in my head until my parents called me home. Ugh. Now it feels nothing like... I'm like, that's me, but, like, I'm not Becca. Becca was a dumb bitch. Now it feels... I was also, but to a much less severe degree.
Mhm.
Now it feels nothing like it. Silence is smothering. Suffocating. Even with how clean they've kept the microfiche... Yeah, I think it's
Microfish room.
important.
Yeah, microfish room.
Microfiche room, how the entire small of it lacks. A speck of dust will clutter, breathing as a struggle for air. Not far into my stay, I begin to long for the noise outside, and perhaps as a way to calm this unease, I start to hum a tune. If it's London Bridges, I'm fucking out. Imagine that. Fuck off! This fucking song, we get it. It's England, and you know one fucking creepy song, and it's London Bridge, and that song sucks. I got news. I got fucking news.
Look, they're England. They only
I
have so many
know.
songs.
They're like, we know all the other people are only gonna know the one thing, and it's the London Bridge song. So like, fuck it. Everybody's gonna sing that. Do we have theme songs or other music besides the background stuff? Nope. Here's
Nope.
London Bridge.
Not that we're willing to pay
My
royalties for, no.
whole thing, right? It has to be that silly nursery rhyme. I've not an inkling. It does its job, however. It fills the lull with something far less awkward, far less deafening, and that is enough for a distraction. Yeah, well, it's far more haunted as shit. Have fun. I have business here. No time for silly daydreams, only important work to attend to, because I'm a very busy, important adult. Even if there's a possibility of it being fruitless, by some means, it feels like I have to do it. If not for me, then for the people who have been affected by this What do we even call this?
Ghost. We call this a ghost.
Yeah, haunted as fuck. A haunting? Yes.
Yes.
Literally. A Halloween prank gone wrong? It's not a prank. People are dead.
You literally saw it in the back of your car.
Halloween pranks can't make you, like hallucinate shit generally. Not that often.
GG Bacanium.
A curse? ¿Por qué no las dos? If Isabella were here, what would she say? Why is this? Oh, we're about to get into some ghosts. You save it. Could be a quick time. It's been a little bit. Will she panic?
Will you panic?
Yep. Will she be angry I only listen to her now? I mean,
Yeah.
a little. She won't be, because Isabella's better than you are, but she should. It all stems from that one moment in the movie house, doesn't it? Yeah, where she was like, no, look, I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to fuck with you guys. I wouldn't do that. You know that's not what I'm like. And they're like, all right, yeah, okay, whatever. God, Isabella, you're such a child. And you're like,
Eight fucking days and several ghost visits later, she's just like, I wonder if it all started then. No shit.
Right? We could have avoided this had we only taken our warnings to heart. One stupid mistake is all it took to send our normal lives on a downward spiral. Yep. Frankly, I'm no longer sure if I'm angry at myself for it or at the universe for throwing us into the... Don't you blame the universe for your dumb bitch shit.
Yeah, well,
How
I can't
dare.
be mad at myself, so I have to be mad at existence.
Right? What a cunt. But we can only make do of what little we have, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Going here might not be the right decision, but it's a start.
A good start.
It doesn't take much time for me to find what I need. A microfiche of old newspapers long kept. You're just gonna have a bunch of fucking lists of people who went missing or dead, I'm telling you.
It's gonna be the Help Me article written by Help
Yep.
Me.
Yup, oh maybe. Special storage cabinets at the far end of the restricted section. The years 1620s and beyond. Before the city of Lexborn even exists in the records, when the mansion has just been built and Anselm was nothing more than a small, sleepy hamlet near a river. A lot of pieces are missing, days, sometimes several consecutive weeks without any records remaining. Often it goes on for years. Troublesome. But as it is, I'm lucky. Is your thing kind of fuzzy? I'm hearing static, and I don't know if it's the game or...
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay. But as it is, I'm lucky enough to find anything at all, considering how far I'm looking back. Can't be picky now. Can't waste time mulling over what record keepers of the old could have done to make this a breeze for me.
I can still work with this.
Those silly 1600s record keepers and their lack of modern record keeping techniques.
Right? Hi, Shadow.
Hi,
Nope,
Shadow.
you're definitely not too late. You missed fucking
Yeah.
Becca milked on poor Ash, who was like, "Here, let me drive you home," and she's like, "What the?" So okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The faint whir of the microfiche machine keeps me company as I go over each slide, each image, hoping for something that goes beyond what the local lore knows. There are snippets, little mentions of the family that once settled in the house here and there. The usual singing of praises for the couples who helped brought up what was once a tiny settlement into a buzzing town. Nothing substantial, nothing I didn't know before. Continues on like this for a good while. Until I come by the years after their deaths. Yep, is shit getting haunted. The
Good.
people
Good.
of Anthem.
I was gonna say, good job, super researcher. You looked for the ghost stories before the deaths of the famous people that lived there. A+.
Dumb bitch. No. People of Ansem might have loved Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermengarde, mourned their passing, and held them in high esteem after, in the years after. But it was a daughter that was remembered fondly by the townspeople. I don't think, or Charlotte, I think, right?
I think so.
She killed herself in the mansion or something?
Yeah.
Yes. If her parents built this town, Lady Charlotte was the one. Oh my god. So we've seen a blonde ghost lady and the normal creepy ghost lady, right?
Yeah.
And so my assumption was like maybe the black-haired one is the witch, and the blonde one, has to be the lady of the house because it looks just like her.
Sure.
What if the black-haired one isn't the witch? It's the daughter. I didn't even think of
Oh.
that. I feel so smart unless I'm completely wrong, in which case...
feel like we're missing an... So do we remember how Lady Charlotte died?
I think it's just that she killed herself. I think it was like she was found hanging, maybe? Did it? I don't know if it actually mentioned how. They just said that she killed herself or she died. I'm pretty sure it was
okay.
unclear at this point. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
But it was that she killed herself, I believe.
Yeah.
Because in the end, everybody was like, oh shit. Remarkable considering it was a period of recovery from a bout of plague that killed half the town's population, including her parents. I bet. No.
Oh.
What's surprising, though...
Heir puts a stop to local slave trade.
Apparently, her time also marked more than superficial changes to the place. She moved things, changed laws, altered old customs and traditions. That's a good way to make enemies. If they were done on a woman's whimsy, it doesn't say, but she seems capable enough for more than that. The gist of it is, the town she rebuilt is what eventually grew to become Luxbourne City, where the nearby Ansem village remained as it was, a relic of the old.
Oh, so she just like took the people in town that weren't fuckheads and just moved like 30 feet that away, and we're just like, all right, you idiots can stay here. We're gonna build a town that doesn't suck.
Yup. A frown swiftly forms on my face.
So, why is there a need to hide this?
It's rare and needs to be like carefully preserved.
Yeah. One by one, I try to recall every lesson I've gone through, every book, paper, and journal I've read. None of those ever mentioned this. It's always the lord and the lady of the house, their endearing child always an afterthought to those anecdotes. The one who always took her life at the end. Never someone who restored a town from the brink of collapse or brought new ideas to it. Okay, my thinking is the dark-haired one definitely is Charlotte, and maybe she didn't kill herself. Because, like, killing yourself, I don't know how tortured your soul would be as opposed to somebody who hated all the social changes you were making at a time when, that was how they made their fucking livelihood, trading people like fucking cattle.
So...
And that would...
So following... Yeah, but why wouldn't anyone from Luxburn just write, like, books about, hey, she was cool and neat? Because, like, I get why, like, the people
weird.
of I get why the people of Ansem would just be like, she was a hater. But...
Yeah, but Luxborn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it because she's a woman?
No.
That pisses me off.
Way to jump to conclusions, Bacanium.
It could be part of it, but it's probably because she just went, no more slavery, and all the slave people were like, damn it! What are we doing Saturday then?
Yeah.
Man. Granted, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Not all aspects of her can be considered admirable.
Like the drug habit.
Sure. But this is history. Some parts are bound to naturally delve into unpleasant territory, whether I like it or not. Welcome to the U.S. history books. Witch hunts, for example, became common at the end of her life.
Oh, she was burned as a witch.
Huh? Which would have been completely unremarkable and might have gone to become a mere footnote in history if it didn't involve Lady Charlotte and the very slave she saved.
So hang on. So Lady Charlotte ends the slave trade. I'm getting... did she end the slave trade or did she save one particular slave?
It sounded like she made change to start to abolish it.
Yeah.
But now they're listing a specific one she saved, and that looks like the girl. Either that's supposed to be the slave, or that's Lady Charlotte. It caused quite a stir, enough to leave almost a week's worth of clippings. The girl was eventually burned, condemned. Okay, so that's the girl. I'm almost positive that's the one we've been seeing. So she might have actually been a real witch.
Yeah, so that's...
Or she was just thought to be one, and
or she was a slave and then was rescued and then like a week later was burned at the stake for being a witch. That could leave a spirit unhappy.
Oh yeah. But that could also partially explain why maybe they don't talk about Lady Charlotte as much if they thought she associated with witches.
Or it might have been that they were just like, oh, don't worry, we understand that witch mind controlled you, but we burned her at the stake, so you don't have to worry anymore. And then she was just like, holy fuck, what have I done? / kill self.
Yep. At the what?
Hold up.
Okay, well that.
Hang on.
Remember that thing you just said 2 seconds ago?
Let's
At the word of
back
Lady
up.
Charlotte alone.
What?
There's some gaps in this story. Okay, no, we need to keep going. But this doesn't really have anything to do with this What the fuck do you mean? If anything didn't have anything to... Wow, the cadmium alloy is the strongest fucking denial metal in the fucking planet.
It's so dense.
It's insane. Unless that woman following us and this slave are the same person. Thank you! No. A tale of revenge? How cliche. Fuck off.
It's not revenge, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What? Well, if you were burnt in the stake, I would want to kill fucking everybody.
It's not really revenge, though. That's just, like, being mad and killing everyone.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. Like,
if she haunted Lady Charlotte, maybe her ghost haunted Lady Charlotte, and that's what made her kill herself, or she killed her and made it look like
especially people that aren't native to the area and moved in from elsewhere, like Becca and Marianne, like, that's not revenge. That's just being a dick.
However, with the lack of accurate photographs, it's impossible to tell. Maybe if I squint, the illustration would start resembling her?
Like, oh my god, why didn't they use Polaroids in the 1600s?
Right? But in my field, it doesn't work that way. Oh, duh! It shouldn't work that way.
No shit.
I'll be the laughingstock of the community.
Which is the worst alternative to being dead.
This isn't going anywhere.
Mentally exhausted, I take a careful step away from the screen, pressing my palm to my tired eyes. The lack of ample light in this area doesn't help. A headache already threatens to form at the back of my head, yet I'm nowhere near figuring things out. Everything's like laid out there, or a lot of things, you dumb hoe.
Everything is laid out in front of her, and she's just like, I don't know how to put these pieces together.
Man, I mean, who could tell? This is simply too much to take in all at once.
I should have asked for someone's help.
Yeah, instead of just fucking yelling at everybody.
Yeah, too bad you have no friends and you just scream at everyone until you get your way. Fucking
and then
bitch.
You wonder why. Now I'm at a dead end.
God, we hope so.
I know, right? I start gathering everything around me and placing them back in their respective envelopes for storage. The motion's no longer new after volunteering here a number of times. I didn't make much mess anyway, considering the lack of materials available to begin with. Who knew that finding news from fucking 1620 whatever would be hard? I'll have to look somewhere else. The where remains unknown, though. But just as I'm about to slip the last of the slides in, something catches my attention. No. My hand pauses, the microfiche halfway through its protective sleeve. This is one of the few I've set aside without taking a careful look at. Seems like a gossip column at first glance, but upon closer look, I slide it back. Oh, right. Sure, I can find everything. 400 years. I know, right? This dumb bitch. I slide it back into the reader, gently turning the dials in search of the page. It takes some time, but once the image becomes clear, oh no. They must have had this drawing commissioned for this announcement. I can't see it. It's a little blurry on my end.
Oh,
that's okay. It'll show up on the stream and I can look at it from there.
Yeah.
So we can go. Mm-hmm. I don't doubt it. The details are far more intricate, their likeness likely closer to how they might have appeared at the time. It's the... It really does look a lot like... You're supposed to be Hannah and Luke, like they... Again, subtle, like, subtle! They're both recognizable this way, close to the paintings I've seen in the mansion. However, it's the man standing beside her, Edward Godfrey, according to the article that caught my attention previously. Her first cousin and eventually Her fiance. Oh, that's fucking
Ding
what
ding ding
happened.
ding 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 ding.
Right. Maybe it's the posture, the manner in which he holds himself. Or maybe it's the shape of his eyes, though I can't be too certain about that until I've gotten a better reference. Nevertheless, there is a resemblance. To Luke, yeah, no, he looks eerily like... My head snaps up, glowering at whoever's running in the floor above. My audio's a little fucky. In the stream, can you guys hear everything good, or are you kind of getting that static?
No, it's not coming through on my end. Hang on, let me refresh the Discord stream real quick.
Okay. Okay, thumping footsteps. It was a little fucky on my end, so one moment.
All right, that should be better. Oh, shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
You should have Discord stream now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's better now.
All right.
Oh yeah, the image is much clearer. Okay, thank you. Any day I'd march upstairs and reprimand whoever it is.
This is a library, for heaven's sake.
But now isn't the time. I've gotten what I need. Without wasting another minute, I hit the machine's print button for a copy of the page while my other hand moves to put everything back into storage. And a ragged exhale slips from me. Relief, perhaps? Or maybe this is already exhaustion. Regardless, soon I'm closing my eyes as I wait for the printer. Stop closing your eyes. Bad stuff happens. Only to stave off a headache building up from everything. Sometime I've even began humming the same song again for comfort. Fuck off. This is not comforting. Despite my doubts about this, despite all the tension in my shoulders. This may be a small fine, but at least I can start somewhere. Could you save? Because if this is going to be a quick time or something... Yeah, I'm like, we had to go through a lot of her dumb shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, but I don't want to get scared. We can start somewhere.
Look, the reward for being scared is Becca dies, right?
Okay.
All right.
Nobody make fun of me for my panic noises, okay? Not as cool as they could be. There's a way out of this. How? I know it. Okay, I'm like, you have no grounds on that yet. So far, we're just like, yeah, it's probably real, and y'all gonna get fucking haunted and killed as shit. Have fun. The printer spun us to a halt. However, its sound isn't what makes me snap my eyes open.
Oh shit.
I told you this is gonna happen.
The ghost is making fun of us.
I know, right? A chilly brush of air behind my back. Brief enough for something sickening to suddenly lodge itself in my throat. I'm gonna not touch that one. While I take in my surroundings. It's that suffocating sensation again. Creeping into every part of me, crawling under my skin. Draining me little by little of any strength. From that day in the mansion. From that brief moment at the school. Without delay, I grab the papers and make a quick beeline for the door. But you can't outrun a fucking ghost. No. Oh, Jesus. My whole body freezes.
What are you doing, Miss Pink?
Fuck you! I hold my breath, not daring to make any noise. It's not a raptor! It's gonna fucking see you! Wait, no, wait. Raptor see him?
Is it a raptor? Hang on. Is this the plot thread we've been missing this whole time? It's a ghost raptor?
What? Isn't there something that can only see you if you move? Am I thinking of Until Dawn? I think I'm thinking of...
You're thinking of Until Dawn.
I don't think, like, that actually works for almost any other
that doesn't really work.
Creature. Not that ghosts like this are necessarily... It's early. I'm apologizing right now for all the stupid that's gonna come after this, because it's gonna happen. For a little while, only the sound of papers crumpling out of my grasp fills the room. The excitement from earlier gone instantly. What excitement? Replaced by a cold, seeping dread spreading through my limbs. But more than the fear is the anger. It pains me to hear her using my own student's voice against me, and more than once I believed it was really her. She has no right. Hit her with a book, I guess.
Play with me.
What an excellent idea.
Yeah, sure. Although she hasn't made a move, if there isn't a wall behind me, I'll probably take a step back. Well, there's a wall. No, anything to put a distance between us, no matter how small, as long as I'm out of her reach. But I steel myself. Because if I do fall back, turn away from her, I'll be left with no way out. I am not dying in here.
We beg to differ.
Right?
You think you scare me?
Miss Pink, don't be so rude. I'm waiting.
I'm not afraid of you, you spook.
Nailed it.
Whoa, hey.
This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight.
Yeah, there you go.
Mentioned she's a Scotswoman. There's more of her accent.
Yeah, they just punch the supernatural thing. That will work.
Come at me.
Come at me, brah.
Come at me,
No.
Scrubblord, I'm ripped. No. I expected she'd lunge, prove to me what a monster she is. Instead, all she gives me is a smile, twisted and gnarled. The music just got louder, but then quieter again. Is
It's
that just me?
it did go up a bit.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's as if time has crawled to a stop at the sight of it. A split-second decision. And before I know it, my body shifts. Eyes closing in anticipation. God damn it. Hand grabbing whatever's solid enough on the nearby tables and hurling it at her. Really? I don't bother looking if whatever I threw hit its mark. I run. As fast as my legs can carry me. Despite my heart threatening to burst out of my chest. But in this maze of bookshelves, with the whole place almost void of people.
What do you mean almost? Who the fuck else is in here?
Right? Is there even a place safe enough? I mean...
Upstairs.
Okay.
Eyes on the target, damn it.
I'm gonna be so mad if actually this saves her. Head for upstairs. Yeah.
I'm not saying we're save scumming. I'm just leaving the possibility open to us. So,
Okay.
heading for the door gets us out of here, whereas heading for upstairs corners ourselves, but we're bacanium alloy, so this is clearly an option that's open to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstairs.
There are people upstairs, aren't there? Oh, you... The weekend staff or some volunteer? Love how the gamers are probably like, or the developers like, this was an obvious choice! There should be. Even if it's a Sunday and I'm only here on a special permit, there should be at least one other person manning this place.
Yeah, 100%. Let's ignore the fact that we shifted into another kind of like ethereal dimension. There's just like a fucking Starbucks attendant upstairs that's just like, oh, I have this holy coffee water. This is good against ghosts.
I heard them a while ago. Of course, I couldn't possibly tell them about this, and they won't believe me in the same manner we didn't buy Isabel's story until it's too late. But I can easily come up with excuses. Yep, that's fine. For now, what's important is I don't end up trapped and alone with her, so I'm going to
trap
run upstairs.
myself alone with her.
Exactly, yep.
Safety in numbers, as they say.
Right? I know, she's like, yeah, this is fine. There's no hesitation in my steps as I race upstairs, ears straining for any signs or sounds of the woman appearing, jumping at me at any second. But that's fine, I'm running literally up to where she could just wait for me.
Yeah.
I can still hear her behind me, the grinding of bones, her whispers as she keeps calling me back. Although it's at a distance, I don't slow my pace. Library rules be damned. Because no matter how much I pretend to be brave, the level-headed one, or tough, this terrifies me, which is fair because it's a fucking ghost.
I mean, you also pretend to be the smart one and the understanding one, and look where that's got you.
This scares me more than anything. Almost like when Isabella, who was fucking terrified from day one, like, was like, no, like, I'm not okay, I'm fucking scared, please help me.
Yeah, but now it's affecting me.
Right. This isn't how I plan to die. Wait, what is your plan? When I get to the third floor... Only silence welcomes me and an emptiness that stretches out far too wide, spanning the entirety of the floor for it to be reassuring. And just behind me, somewhere at the foot of the stairs, panic rises up my throat. No other way now but up. What?
Yeah, just hit the roof.
My bolt, desperation kicking in without warning. Maybe I should have headed for the exit. No, I take 2 steps at a time, tripping clumsily over some of it in my last-ditch attempt to escape. But I know. At the back of my mind, I know.
I was fucking stupid.
I know all this is futile. With every footfall, with every ragged breath, with every pounding of my heart, it gets hammered to my head, my mind. And it only becomes clear to me once the door at the end opens, revealing the vast expanse of Lustborn's early morning skyline, and with her treading at my heels, blocking my only way out. Oh my god, well,
Ooh.
what is? Except the one that greets me isn't who I'm expecting.
Hannah?
Oh, Becky, sweetie. Why would you ever run away from me?
Oh.
The trek up here
You
must
think
be
it's
exhausting, isn't it?
Because she's haunted as fuck right now.
She's haunted as fuck. You can tell because of the literally everything.
Yep.
You
the head twitching.
Poor darling.
The head twitching, the fucking eyes, the smile, the lack of the heirloom around her neck, the way her
Right.
hair looks dead.
Also, the fucking haunted necklace?
Yeah,
Not her normal thing?
yeah.
The voice is the same, even the looks, yet nothing about this Hannah screams of the Hannah I know. She exudes none of the sweetness or cordiality she always has with her, even when faced with people she barely knows. If I have not seen what I've seen, heard what I've heard this past week, I'll very likely brush this jarring disconnect to the odd weather. Oh my god, you dumb bitches! This is not just weather! However, something's off with her. Maybe it's the weird head tilt and the twitching. However, something's off with her. My mind is screaming the space between us is best kept for now. Duh.
Why don't you come here, sweetie? Downstairs with me.
I can't.
Oh, why ever not?
'Cause you're
Please,
haunted
Hannah.
as fuck.
Just leave.
Don't be such a spoil sport, honey. Don't you want to catch up?
Nope.
It's been years since we've seen each other, hasn't it? Don't you miss Big Sister Hannah?
Maybe some other time, Hannah. I'm here on important business.
Important business, she says. Little Becky all grown up. Now she's learning to meddle. Tell me, darling, what did the curious girl find out?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Yeah, there you go. Bitch talk the ghost.
Yep, fuck it. Might as well.
Yeah, we're gonna die as we lived.
Oh, believe
Yeah.
me,
Fucking
it
thick
is.
and a turbo bitch.
It is now.
Especially if it involves my darling prince.
How could you? No. She laughs, her features contorting into some horror close to grotesque. A twisted little thing completely removed from the person I've met not a day ago. This isn't Hannah. No shit. She's gone, and this little fact causes me to take a wary step back. Oh, someone's got
Uh-oh.
over the. Yep. Since when? She appeared okay in the housewarming party.
Except for that part where your brain is just like, hey, she's no longer okay. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
Like,
that bit.
seems a little off.
Jesus, H tap dancing. I'm glad she's
Right.
dying.
Yep. And as annoying and as annoying and overbearing I find her husband is, I feel sorry for the barhead. He might be an asshole. He is an asshole, not might. But he doesn't deserve this.
Remember, she's dense.
I know. Hannah doesn't deserve this. That's fair.
What's wrong,
So-
Becky? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Roll credits. No.
All I'm asking is what brought you here at this hour. Of course, if you didn't do anything wrong, we wouldn't be having this problem, yes.
Stay away from me!
A useless plea. Does she even understand a word I say? Can she even? I fucking can't.
Yeah, I've
Is
given
she
up
still
evening.
human in the first place? I mean, probably not a lot. Somehow, Somehow I doubt it. Because no human being will ever do this.
You and your friends have become such a nuisance to our lives.
That's fair.
So do me a favor, sweetie, and come with me. I promise it'll be worth your while.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Simply imagining what she's capable of doing to us. I never want to give her that chance.
I'm telling you to back off!
How rude. I'm sure Mumsy Gales wouldn't be happy about that. Please be a good girl now.
Her gait is slow as she walks forward. But with every inch she draws nearer, even as I pull away to take back what little distance I can between us, the smile on her merely grows wider. A mocking gesture. For me, she may be less of a human now, but I'm pretty sure she's fully aware she's got me cornered. She wouldn't even bother making it here if she isn't. But I can't look away. I can't bring myself to, even as the heel of my shoe eventually hits the edge. Into the line. Trapped. Alone. I mean, you're not alone. Hannah's right there.
Yeah.
Look at her do a little head twitch, see?
Yeah.
You're hanging out.
She's alive.
So this is how it ends, huh? Quietly and without fanfare, surrounded not by a warm breeze, but a chilling morning air. No soft footfalls on an empty hallway, but the din of the early morning traffic below. No warm afternoon light. Nothing but the cold, pungent smell of death, all underneath a dreary morning sky. How fitting. Yet amidst all of it, there's a single voice I want to hear.
Oh, Christ.
If only for the last time.
Becca?
Hey, did I wake you up?
No, I left
This
you
is
a
nice of
voicemail,
Hannah to
so I
let her.
thought,
Right?
where are you?
The one I grew up with. Who always got grades better than I did without even trying. Whose silly antics I have put up with all these years. Who stood by me even when things got tougher. That one person who's been a constant in my life. Even though I was a complete fucking
Do
bitch
you
to him.
remember that one time?
What
Gonna-
the fuck? That's so vague! What?
Could you be less specific?
Right?
What?
Back in
Right.
secondary.
I don't know.
You joined a contest back then.
Oh
didn't you?
yeah! That was in the
We
diary
had to
thing.
dress you up as a girl and...
No.
What? You looked really pretty. I think I still have that picture somewhere.
Alright,
I want to see.
we're not talking about that again. You promised. Seriously, what brought this on?
I'm going to
Nothing.
die.
It's just the first thing I remembered.
That's a weird memory. It's so weird. I agree. Despite everything, my lips curl into a smile, faint, a sad little thing on its own given the situation. Because even at the very end, I know I have this. The casual talk, the friendly banter, talking like how we always would as children. Wow, weird. Kind of like you can have a nice time in a conversation. It's pleasant if you're not being a crazy bitch flying off the handle, huh? What a shame. If only I hadn't been too selfish. Yes, or crazy, or obsessed, or fucking dumb. If only I haven't taken all of this for granted in favor of my feelings. Thank you! Glad you got a little clarity. Then perhaps I won't be regretting anything now. If you could just
You're being weird
communicate.
today, Becca.
Don't worry,
Listen, I need you to go home right away. I'm at Salem
I'm
Well right
not
now and...
going to make it home. I wish time would simply stop for us. There are still a lot of things I want to say. What do you mean? Oh, hers, right? Things I've never bothered saying out loud. Things I should have said a long time ago to someone who has always been by my side. But in this moment, there's only one.
Thanks, Ash.
Achievement unlocked. One thing's constant.
Hold on, did I do something?
Nope.
For everything.
Rebecca,
No,
what?
no.
I'm so glad to have known you.
Wait, what are you? God damn it, Rebecca, where are you?
You'll find out. A soft click. And I'm closing my eyes. You could make an attempt to run. There's a rush of air. Yep. The sound of the world dimming around me. Like a song coming to its inevitable end.
London Bridge is falling.
Fuck off!
down,
Really? You had
Glad
a
we
Delphi
came-
fucking moment, and then you have to throw this fucking song in here.
Glad we came full circle.
Right?
Fair lady.
Oh, it's annoying. Wow, I feel like it would be louder, but maybe not.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Hang on.
What?
Let's
That
pump.
one guy's kind of cute. Is that wrong?
So
like-
this one guy over here,
What the?
blonde, looks like he's kind of fancy dressed. Is this our prince?
Maybe.
And this is our freed slave / witch.
Maybe then she
Oh,
had a thing
maybe
with the prince, and the
Yeah.
princess was like, "Oh well, fucking,
She-
we're not doing." Or
she-
the lord lady.
yeah. So she
yellow?
had a thing for him. He banged her. She murders her.
Yep.
I'm confused where the dead cat and like all of this is why there's a lot of extra stuff. Oh, and we're in the dungeon. We're in the dungeon below the mansion.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Wow. Well, thank you, Becca.
Okay.
Cool, useful. Wow. Yeah, that's important.
Time for Ashton.
Does it say when this day starts?
We're on the 28th? See, I haven't been keeping up with... Yeah, day of the party. Oh, we started day of the party? Oh, shit.
Well,
This-
I guess some of the other stuff that he's been doing we're probably not supposed to know because it would probably like maybe tell us too much.
Maybe a little bit, but there's also the thing of just like, Ashton has spent this entire fucking playthrough just being like, no, you can't, no, you don't talk to me, no.
I don't know, right? It's like, what have you been doing?
So there wouldn't really be any options in there for just like, but what if yes, because he's just like, no.
I know, right? Right, you want to go ahead and take it?
Yeah. Parties have never really been my thing. There's always such a hassle and takes so much time off my day. Prior plans and communications cancelled, all for the sake of playing along with others.
Welcome everyone.
I hated them even as a child,
Please make yourselves at home.
but Mom often insisted. She'd slick my hair back, put me in one of those stuffy dinner jackets, and if there were any children around, urge me to make friends.
But I hate people, and you're like, that's fair.
He spends all his time around Becca, of course he hates everyone.
Right.
Never mind how utterly loud or tedious it was all for the sake of keeping up appearances. To some extent, lies have already surrounded me, long before I've chosen what I wanted to do with my life. Luckily, there was easy ways to tune everything out, and much to my mom's frustration, I always managed to sneak my CD player along. I kept to myself and to my music, had my own little world, until I learned to observe.
Ooh.
It's a simple matter of awareness, really.
No shit.
And for someone with keen eyes, a skewed necktie or a simple flick of wrist alone could tell volumes about a person. I
But
still
keen eyes
don't.
does he mean because they're slanty because he's Japanese? Because we fucking get it, game. He's Japanese, okay.
I really don't think that's what they were going for. I think he's just like, I have good eyesight. I still don't like parties. Especially ones as big and fancy as the Wright's housewarming. However, when there's actual reason to go to them, I figure they're not too bad.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Besides, like it or not, it's all part of the job. I'm here on a mission. One that has the name Luke Wright plastered all over it. You'd think the man would want to remain inconspicuous after his name was linked to several high-profile crimes across Luxburn. Granted, most of it have gone cold over the years, having stagnated without any lead or evidence, but that still doesn't make him any less suspect. Yet here he is, throwing a party in his own backyard. Although, having observed the man this past year, I'm not even shocked. He craves it, the damn spotlight. Constantly yearns for attention like a neglected puppy. It doesn't take a genius to figure out why he's nowhere to be found at his own party. But that's not the problem here. What pisses me off is how far his reach extends, how close he has creeped into the lives of the people I care about.
Yeah.
Again, like a stubborn itch you couldn't be rid of. First, Professor Clark. Then there's Isabella. I also spotted Z-Man here a while ago, and now there's also Rebecca. Apparently.
Ashton?
Becca? What are you doing here?
I was invited.
Really?
Oh, fuck
I had
you.
no idea you were friends with the host.
Well, no.
That explains things, and makes this difficult all the same. As if getting a contact among the staff to sneak a name into the guest list isn't hard enough. The guy almost ditched me last night and might have placed another setback on my investigation if it wasn't for my generous tip.
Oh, I bet he enjoyed your tip.
Then here comes Rebecca, another person to mind.
Well, it's my parents, actually. But that's beside the point. What are you doing here? You hate parties.
I still do. I'm just here on behalf of a friend.
Unnecessary lie. I can't bring my own friends into this any further than what they've already found themselves in. Because if Luke Wright so much as harms a hair on either Zach's or Rebecca's heads, there will be hell to pay.
What about Isabella?
Worrying about
okay.
Isabella's brief dealings with him is stressing in itself already.
Yeah, Zach might want to fuck his wife and Rebecca's just fucking here in Rebecca, so.
Yeah. I doubt he'll attempt anything in front of other people, though. It would tarnish his glorious reputation, and he values appearance more than anything. That doesn't necessarily mean he isn't capable of it. More than, in fact, and on the off chance he does something, I wouldn't be responsible for my actions.
That's rare. Do you have someone with you then?
Nope, just me. I won't be staying long.
Oh, well, if that's the case, maybe you and I can...
For Zach's and Rebecca's sakes, however, I really hope this'll simply be another housewarming.
It won't.
Even though something tells me it's anything but. Call it a detective's intuition or whatever. When Luke Wright's involved, nothing good has ever come out of it. I can't let my guard down here. Even more so when a familiar car slows to a stop and out comes...
Chief?
My presence here might be odd at best, but I have an excuse. One that this man handed to me himself a year ago, along with a heavy dose of flattery for the newly promoted detective inspector. Can't say the same for my good old boss, can I?
No, he's his keys.
Although to see him here, chatting it up with Luxburn's rich and famous, isn't such a big surprise in itself. No disrespect meant, but the guy is obviously a social climber. What is surprising is the fact that he seems all too eager to mingle with a person of interest's wife.
Yo.
Just what the hell is he doing here?
Ashton, what's...
Oh, he's trying
Sorry,
to fuck
Becca.
anything.
I need
Let's
to...
not fucking kid ourselves. He's gross.
There's something I need to check for a bit. I'll talk to you later. Do you have a ride home?
No, I had to take a cab here. My car wouldn't start this afternoon. But what about...
What the shit is going on here?
I told you to get that old thing checked before, didn't I? You can head back with me after this. Anyway, I gotta go. See ya. Be careful, okay?
Hey, be careful! About what
Dance.
Right.
I don't want to draw attention to myself either, at least not until he's given me proper reason to spoil his little party.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see?
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee.
Gross.
The doctors again.
I know, right?
For now, the best I can do is wait and remain inconspicuous, especially with Chief here, whose motives are dubious at best.
Yeah, inconspicuous with that fucking jacket and your stupid fucking chain wallet. Okay.
It's fine, we can only see from, like, the waist up. We can't... The wallet chain can't hurt you anymore.
I know it's there, though.
If it means having to pretend I don't know Zach and Rebecca, or forcing myself to rub elbows with people I barely know, let alone like, then so be it. I can't involve anyone. Wandering is out of the question as well, when there are guards and civvies stationed here and there. Sure, getting past them is something I could do with ease, but I'd rather not right now, when I'm one of the few people snooping and roaming about. It'd be best to try and do so once there's a crowd of people. And if their interior designers' drunken claims are to be believed...
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing.
Gross.
I know, everything he says just sounds like he's trying to fuck you, but he's so gross.
It'll all come down to how well I'll play my cards tonight. With a good hand, this party is going to give me the breakthrough I need to crack Luke Wright. Or something to prove my suspicions wrong. Maybe find out what kind of game my boss is also playing. I've had an inkling before, a few hunches tempered down by how much of a bumbling fool the man appears. But one does not simply deal with the rights and get invited to a party they host without wanting anything from either of the two.
Is his gonna be a bunch of memes? I really hope it's a bunch of memes.
Or it's the other way round. So, with a last wary glance at the two, I head into the ballroom. I just hope this will not complicate things further.
Yeah, don't worry.
Shit. By the time the party's in full swing, night has fallen, and yet there still isn't a Luke Wright in sight. The man can be quite ostentatious, but this? Frankly, I'm impressed. I don't even know how many hors d'oeuvres I've already stuffed my face with. Fuck yeah, I fucking... Look at this. Look at that. That's what...
What is that?
Infinite plates of this.
Good,
so
right?
So we've got deviled eggs.
They look like really nice deviled eggs, so like...
Yeah. And that looks...
Give them fucking...
That's not a
like
pot
salmon
sticker,
or
is
something.
it?
No, I think it's like salmon or something.
Maybe. And then this fucking thing. I don't even have any guesses.
It looks good, though.
Yeah. One too many, probably. The server's already giving me a stink eye every time I saunter over the buffet table. Blame your employer, not me. He's the one who has the guts to show up late. Besides, most of the guest idle talk is concentrated in this area, despite standing under the same roof with the very people they're whispering about. Some just couldn't resist. Might as well keep an ear out for any useful info.
Is Suarez still fixing that tech problem? Tech problem?
That guy is fat.
It's been 3 years. Sooner or later, the Blighter will put 2 and 2 together.
He might have already.
If the red tape I'm being slammed with these past few months suggests anything, that or someone has been pulling the strings. I wouldn't be shocked. This case would not have gone this long if Scumbag didn't have a mule of some kind in the force.
Shush you, we all know Suarez just wants an out.
I knew he was bad news the day the merger with Evans Incorporated happened.
Glad I didn't know how to deal with that. But keep it down, someone might hear. The wife especially.
I'm like, okay, what kind of European accents can you guys kind of do? Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm over here. Oh.
Yeah, if you just like kind of threw European into a blender and just like made a pate out of it, could you do that as an accent?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. This kind of negligence has always been an advantage, but sometimes I wish I could be smashed drunk while doing this.
That would be hilarious.
Having sharp ears also means you get to hear the most unsavory things. Who cheated on who this week, one person's motive for bashing someone's skull against a wall, or a father's excuse for burning his own daughter alive, that sort of thing.
What?
After a few years it gets tiring, you get desensitized to it.
Back up to that last one? No.
I did read that right, didn't I? Hang on.
Yeah. No, yeah.
A father's excuse for burning his own daughter alive. Jesus.
He's kidding, right? Or being over dramatic? I don't know.
I have a feeling that he's just like doing overly sarcastic examples. Yeah.
Man, it's gonna be awkward when he reads those fucking clippings they find on
the
Becca's
corpse.
Body.
Yeah.
Yup.
But humans could also be downright awful. Sometimes there simply isn't enough brain bleach in the world.
Yep.
Sadly, the wine is a no-go tonight, and mostly for show. I'm up for another drive later, for one, and I definitely want to be sober in case anything comes up. Actually, I have a feeling you're going to want to be smashed for that.
Oh, yeah.
And something always comes up in assignments like this. A detective inspector dying of cardiac arrest, for example.
Oh.
Because I can feel the moment my heart grinds to a halt, the second I shift my eyes to a corner of the ballroom.
Hannah Wright.
Some will say I'm acting a touch bit paranoid, and maybe I am. This is a party, and she's the hostess. It goes to say that she'd take time to mingle with her guests. But Hannah Wright Nee Evans isn't without her fair share of accolades. At least to the public, she doesn't seem like it. Unlike her husband, she's the one with the business sense, not to mention the impressive track record needed to manage a company. Or effectively hide whatever irregularity there might be. She's clean, as far as my agents and I have found, but it doesn't rule out a possible involvement with whatever her husband's up to. Hell, Luke Wright came out clean in previous reports, until I bothered to take a deeper look into it. What I've found may not be sufficient to bring anyone to trial yet, but it's enough to nurture suspicion. This may be a bit of an overreaction, but no one lasts long in my line of work by being careless.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you
Sophie is
think?
listening to them.
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
What? It's a fucking mansion that big and that expensive. Why would she not assume that the party would be fancy?
Because she's Bacanium alloy, the densest material in the universe.
Right?
Nothing to be worried about then. She's probably even more careful with appearances than her own husband, having grown up with a spotlight focused on her. Yet, even knowing that, the anxiety stays, has been here since the party started. I brushed it off earlier. Who wouldn't feel edgy, right? I've gone undercover in a party hosted by the very person I'm investigating. That in itself is risky and has plenty of rooms for error. Usually, though, the tension passes around the first half hour or so. I've been trained to remain composed in situations like this. However, with each second I spend here, it only grows heavier and seeks to overwhelm. An odd feeling that someone is watching me instead. Ooh, I hear that. That's ghost noise. I hear ghost noise under the music.
Oh. I want to see how he somehow is like, weather, weird, okay.
It's been like
Time to
this
go
since
get-
last week, but I should already be used to this.
Oh my god.
People would be looking at me, no matter how small or big of a blip I am on their radar. That's what they do in these things. But when the feeling of eyes burning into my back lingers longer than necessary, I've been looking around every now and then to catch the culprit. No luck. And despite my efforts to push the sensation as far down as I could, tiny pinpricks continue to sting the back of my head, and the ghost of a cold touch creeps up my limbs.
Okay.
Until my gaze switches back to Rebecca and Hannah Wright. She
So he
stands
seen
there,
shit.
dark-haired and dirty, sticking out like a sore thumb. I think this is the first time he saw. Because he said, like, alright, so let's pump the brakes real quick. Becca is fucking dense, and saw her like 5 times and was just like, gosh, I've had this weird feeling all week. I don't know where it came from. Ash
Also, Hannah is like, oh shit. So she sees her. I think this is the moment when she saw her and she's like, oh fuck. So Ash is also seeing her at the same time that Hannah does.
Yeah, and is probably
Okay.
seeing Hannah's reaction.
Yeah.
But also, like, Ash is firmly grounded in realism, but also I feel like actually seeing the ghost.
Yeah, like,
would-
well, let's see how he's like, oh, that was a weird guess.
I don't think I think he's gonna just be like, I need to analyze this later.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how he's supposed to handle it.
Even so, no one seems to notice.
Weird. No.
Although she's looking away from me, her mere existence here strikes, disturbs. A sense of tunnel vision binds when I stand stock still and gape at her, like my life depends on making sure she stares where she is.
Yep.
I feel trapped in her presence until another guest bumps into me, yanking me out of my stupor. Only then do I realize that I've been holding my breath.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Oh.
Before I could figure out what happened, she's gone. A quick scan of the room yields no sign of her. The party
Yeah, he
continues
doesn't know
as
what
if
to do.
nothing's
He
amiss.
thinks it's just a dirty person.
I'm not really one to judge, but I'm sure someone like that would not have been allowed in a fancy thing like this.
Wouldn't have.
What has the security been doing? Are they really that incompetent for someone so distinct to easily get in without notice?
He did. Okay, so he also didn't mention her having any wounds or anything looking like she was dead. She just looked dirty.
I think
So-
because of distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He. Okay, so I'm gonna chalk his. It didn't look like a ghost. It just looked like she showed up and then fucked off. And
Yeah.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah,
if
I'm-
she had like wounds and was clear like ghost, and he's like, that's strange. I'd be like, fucking Ash, come on.
Yeah. There should have been an outcry by now, particularly from the host.
Yeah, she saw it.
She's been standing almost an arm's length away from the woman, and yet she simply continues her talk with Rebecca.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way.
Is there something in the food then? That I'm starting to see things? It couldn't have been the wine though. I'm every bit as sober as when I first stepped off my car. Hors d'oeuvres? But why would anyone want to do that? Why would Luke Wright want to do that? He's fishy, but I couldn't see why he'd ever think it'd be a good idea to lace the food he'd serve at his party with someone like Chief Lee on his guest list to boot.
Oh, he'd probably be like, yeah, I'm getting smashed on some drugs. Whee!
He has been linked to narcotics trade, yep. However, that kind of tactic is below him, that much I could tell. Unless there's a mass murder waiting to happen here tonight, which I highly doubt. So...
What the fuck was that?
But there's no time to look deeper into this if I want to. See, it's... You know,
Okay.
we're on fucking Metal Gear Solid right now. We don't have time to think about the what the fuck was that I just saw.
Okay. I've never played any Metal Gear Solid games also, by the way.
We're like 5 seconds away from crawling under a cardboard box and no one noticing.
Right.
Not when a telling silence comes upon the room and draws everybody's attention to the main doors of the ballroom.
About damn time.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party?
His name's fucking Scumbag.
I mean...
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
This is the third time we've had to listen to this fucking speech.
Yeah, but I love the voice actor, so I'll allow it.
I know, he's pretty great at doing what he does.
Yeah. I've been tailing this guy for a while now. Before that, I heard stories from previous officers who tackled this case, none of which are pleasant. Mind, I'm not counting the incident with Professor Clark, yet pleasant is glossing over the gravity of it. While Wright's good at covering whatever shady stuff he's doing, he's shown to be a really rotten guy. At least, that's the case when he thinks none of his peers are around to judge him. I've lost track of how many counts of verbal abuse and harassment cases the guy could be pinned with.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Fuck, he even tried to make a move on Isabella back in the open house, right in front of his wife!
Yeah, that was not cool.
Standing in the same room as him doesn't make me want to punch him any less. Actually, the urge is stronger, but protocols. My case, first and foremost. My own opinion of the man shouldn't get ahead of my purpose here. If I want to put him in his place, it should be in a court, with all proper charges filed against him. And I'll only be able to do that once I gather enough evidence to pin that bastard down.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
Suppressing my annoyance, I prepare to step away from the crowd. Amidst the cheers and claps, now is as good a time as any to move. Try to find that something that McCall woman talked about. In the first place, I have no plans to actually shake hands with the slime ball himself. A fake smile is plastered on my face while I pretend to listen to one of the other guests gossiping about him, all while slowly inching out of the ballroom.
Just quietly backing up.
Unfortunately, before I could get any further...
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
Everybody's focused on this.
Rich people only have two ways to resolve their mess. Either they quietly deal with it behind closed doors, or they create an even greater problem out of it, and it just blows up in everybody's face, one way or another.
Yep.
Fun.
No! Shut it, you monster! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here!
It's only a matter of time before I just unironically just start saying just like, shut it, you monster! And everyone's just like, did you hit your head?
You're like, and then the one person's gonna be like, nah, it's a callback. Don't worry,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. He's
Yeah.
not having a stroke, it's okay.
You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile.
Not even a few seconds in, and this is already proving itself to be a big public spectacle.
I mean, yeah.
Why spend money on a television to buy daytime soap operas? You could just go to one of these parties and see the action unfold in real life. You get free food, too. Really? If I were an actual guest, I'd just take this as some sordid form of amusement.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
But I'm not a guest who's here for a good time. I need to focus on him, even through this whole sorry tale.
Wow. That's a weird slip. To the forward.
Moving forward. So I wait, I listen, I observe. Interesting, isn't it, though? That's the chief inspector's wife. Okay, so nothing else happens the rest of that night that wasn't covered in Rebecca's point of view.
Well, not that they're gonna say, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he was just fucked off half the night. So,
Well, so so throughout the game so far, we've only moved forward. We've never moved backward in time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because a couple of the people's chapters start like at the beginning and show just like different points of what was going on into another chapter. But we haven't gone any earlier than the day Isabella is going to meet Rose at the house. And nope, Sunday I think is the latest we've gone.
What I mean is, like, when we start a character's chapter, that character's start time might be somewhere, but from then on, it only moves forward. We've never, like, double-backed. So I don't think we're going to double back to the party as Ashton. Yeah.
No. Maybe then what we're not seeing, because we've never seen anything more after that, except a little bit with... Actually, no, with Hannah, I think it was the morning after. I think Luke's then will maybe elaborate on that.
Yeah,
if there
maybe.
is anything else.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's not going to be anything. We'll see. Right. The morning after starts off quiet. Even the whole of Salem Old Residences seems unusually still. The open hallway, when I step out, is devoid of tenants. No sound coming from the other units either. It's almost as if something's brewing on the horizon. A peaceful night's sleep still does wonders for the mood, though. I can't even remember the last time I've slept without anything urgent interrupting, like my bitch friend. No. It's a nice break from all the bad news lately. If it wasn't for the insistent buzzing in my pocket waking me up, I'd sleep in. The ringing has stopped before I could move somewhere private, but sleep has also been effectively kicked out of my system by then. Pity. I could use a little more rest until I have to face the other storm. Yeah, Rebecca. Of course I owe Rebecca an explanation. It doesn't matter if it's the whole truth or another hastily spun tale. Although I haven't really figured out how to go about this yet. Unlike Zach and Isabella, who don't usually ask questions and are content with what little I could share, Rebecca's rather quick on the trigger.
Yeah, because, like, so ordinarily honesty is the best policy, but, like, with Rebecca, like, it's never enough, and it's never good enough, and, like, just don't bother.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It will have to be set aside for later, though. The chief's name stirs back in me, almost as if...
Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out. Can't beat me.
Oh, we're gonna get a chapter full of this, aren't we?
I'm a cool dude.
Yeah.
Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
It would have been nice to just, after last night, or maybe half listen to the news. Sure, it's the same thing we've been hearing lately. Still be standing outside in the chilly Lexmark morning on the phone with my boss. So I answer it, if only to get this over with.
Frey, where are you right now?
Now that's a tone I didn't expect from him at this hour. Just thinking how this will go already gives me a headache. Immediately I reach up and pinch the bridge of my nose to stave it off.
This is why I won't ever drink myself senseless.
What was that?
Nothing, Chief. A pleasant morning to you, too.
He's probably calling to rag on me or complain about his wife, which is really none of my business unless it affects my case. Seems like the usual rich man cheats on wife deal. Although I would have followed up on it if it weren't somebody else's wife. But figuring it's the chief's, hey, I trust him to come clean if the missus is related to the right shady dealings. This is why I left before I even hauled the woman out last night. I'm not going to go around investigating cheating husbands and wives when it's probably just that. Chief appears to have a different idea in mind, though.
There's nothing pleasant in the morning.
That's fair.
Anyway, where are you? I told you millions of times before to keep your lines open.
No. He did it, not only him. Zach, Rebecca, Isabella, all of them have said the same thing numerous times in the past.
Good thing I did never listen to anyone.
Right? But I was undercover last night. A phone call is the last thing I want to happen when there are other things I need to focus on at the time.
That's fair.
Yes. Besides, we have radios and work-issued phones. Why isn't he using those channels if this is urgent?
Just woke up, sir. As awesome as it is to hear
Also,
your
I love
voice
how his
this morning,
phone is
it
like
really is
screen's
early.
cracked. And
I
shit,
know. His phone has been clearly like beat up.
and he just doesn't take care of it. And he doesn't care.
If you could give me a few minutes just to wake myself up, that'd be swell.
No need for that. This won't take long.
Is something wrong? Am I needed at the precinct ASAP?
Oh no, everything's good over there. Just
You fired.
look, kid. Pray.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Wait, are we actually being fired?
Oh,
You're
hold
off the
on.
Luxborn firm case.
Oh,
Start today.
yep.
Oh shit.
Well, I did not expect to hear that either. This must be some kind of cosmic joke. I allow some awkward seconds to pass. Chief must be pulling another one of his awful pranks. Out of his bad mood or a severe hangover, maybe. Everyone knows that when given the chance, he exercises no control with his drinking. If it wasn't for his wife causing a stir, he'd probably be trashed an hour in at the party. He likely drank more after they threw her out of the ballroom. Besides, his sense of humor has never been good. It's just infuriating most of the time. But when he doesn't follow it up, if I sound a tiny bit frustrated speaking to my own supervisor, I'm not the one to blame.
Wait, no. What? Are you kidding, Chief? Is this one of your practical jokes again? The Temps won't say anything about it, but
It's not that. They're orders. From the higher-ups.
Ah, the higher-ups. Yes, my favorite word. Since when did the higher-ups ever cared about what the criminal investigation department did? As far as I could tell, they don't give a hoot if CID is filed with cold cases as long as we keep the spending low. When I need to view those old case files, though, they're locked away in the archives. You're gonna have to check with the higher-ups. I need to access these reports, see if the higher-ups would allow it. Every step, every move, in this case, there isn't one that hasn't been gated by some authority. If it's not the chief, it's the commissioner. Or so they always tell me. Makes one wonder why they even bothered assigning it to anyone. Not a single one of them has done anything to help move the case. And they wonder why it's taken this long for even a hint of progress to show.
you can't just drop this on me. You can't just take me off like that.
Yes, I can. And I'm sorry, Ashton. You're a good detective. One of the best I've seen in years, but
3 years, Chief. 3 years.
3 years since that anonymous tech leak blew up. Since Luke Wright's name was openly linked to several nasty dealings within Luxborn's corporate world, some of them involving deaths. 3 years, and I was the only one who made it this far, made much progress that officers with more experience weren't able to do when they handled this case. Just within a year, and with barely any help from the damn brass at that. Of course, I'll be pissed.
Do you know what would have happened if I didn't work my ass off on this thing? If I didn't dedicate a whole year of my time on it? It would have gone cold, like every fucking case Luke Wright has been linked to. I saved this from getting thrown into the archives, sir. I'm getting close. If you could just...
I'm fully aware of what you've done, Prey. But the Commissioner hasn't been happy with your progress.
Yeah, it's because he's actually looking
By
for
their
them.
standards.
Too slow? Well, what about those reports I filed? I've documented every freaking thing for them. I've given you every important lead I can gather. Isn't that enough?
They need results, not a bunch of research papers. Not one baseless assumption after another. Concrete proof, Frey. I'm really sorry. They've already made a decision. They're going to pass this on to someone who's been in the force longer. Someone who has more experience.
Someone who has more experience?
They meant nothing by it, but you're still too young to work on a case this big.
Someone who has more experience taking bribes.
Chief,
Right?
I've already done more than what those old farts ever did behind their desks. All of it, within just a year of being assigned to this.
Watch your language, Frey. Those are your superiors,
I'm not some damn rookie fresh out of training. I'm as qualified as they are.
Futile. I know it is. They'd never say it within my earshot, but from the very minute I stepped into their precinct, a lot of them had underestimated me. From their stares alone to the assignments I get. To them, I'm still just a kid. Too young, too green, too inexperienced. And once they pull that card on me, every argument I have gets thrown out the window. No matter how logical it is, how much I've accomplished, what the record says, or the amount of work I put in every investigation they've thrown my way.
We're all aware of your skills, kid. You wouldn't have that badge and rank if you weren't good enough. However, this case is just not for you. Too high profile, too risky to put a good officer like you in harm's way.
Can he even hear himself? That reasoning is odd in itself. No one joins the line of work without knowing the dangers of it.
Don't I get a second chance? You said it yourself. I'm a good detective. It'll just be a matter of time before we can close this.
It doesn't matter what I think, Frey. You're off the case, and that's final. I expect all related files and documents on my desk by Monday morning. And don't even try to go touch anything. I know how hard-headed and determined you are.
Chief, please. A few more weeks. I'll have the proper evidence left on your desk by then. I swear it won't take longer than that.
Fred, it's too late, boy. I've already informed the other officers. You aren't to be allowed access until you've been given a new assignment. Hell, just keep out of the precinct, Frey. Take the weekend off.
Seriously, Chief, is this about last night? If this is about me being at that party, I have a good reason for...
You were at the party.
Nope.
Up.
It makes me pause. His worried tone, the sudden careful note in his voice. Slowly, a frown forms on my face, my eyebrows knitting together in confusion. Much as I hate to say this about my own boss, there's also suspicion in it. Hard not to think of it that way, seeing as how he acted around Hannah Wright last night. I mean, he wants to get his dick in anything.
Yeah.
So, like, is he worried? Why should he be? Everyone who's anyone was invited. I don't doubt for a second why he received an invite, even if his presence was questionable. There's something wrong, and I've unintentionally walked into it. All I have is the sneaking suspicions, but when one looks at this from a different angle, put everything together, why the hell I've been taken off this case might be for the same reason he was there in the first place. Fuck.
Yes, Chief, I was. For a good reason. What were you doing there? I know we don't have a strict rule against attending functions, but that was...
He coughs, and it almost sounds like he's choking on his own excuses? Lies? I don't want to accuse him of anything, yet. He's someone I've respected since I joined LPD, even with his bizarre sense of humor and tendency to procrastinate. He's obviously competent enough to get the job done. I mean, maybe at one time. He wouldn't be Chief Inspector of Luxmore Police if he wasn't. He wouldn't last years in service without some track record backing him. Unless that too is a fluke. And what's backing him is not something... Yeah, there you go. That's probably more on point. But someone. Oh.
That boy getting bribed.
Yep. Oh, shit. Fucking hell. Fucking shit.
Chief Harvey, about last night with the...
Why does it matter, Frey? This isn't about that.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? I'll recite the whole damn oath we've taken upon being sworn into service if I can, but at this point it seems too late to remind him of that. He has probably already moved from serving and protecting people to serving and protecting his own interests. Yep, no, without a doubt. Damn it. I've suspected the upper brass of this, even the lower ranked subordinates in the force, but for my own boss? Shit, no wonder that leak didn't lead anywhere. Someone closer might have been pulling the strings. Might have been set up to fail long before the fucking case had been assigned to me. But I don't want to just give this up. I don't want to believe I wasted an entire year for this. I don't want this to be the kind of news to tell Professor Clark after all those promises I've given the man.
I just want to know, sir, at the party...
Yeah, what the hell happened to
with
Professor
Luke and
Clark?
Hannah Wright,
Right?
You were...
Monday, Detective Inspector. First thing in the morning. Every copy of the files you have, I want to see all on my table, understood?
This isn't...
Frey, am I understood?
What else can I do other than smile and nod? With my own superior expecting an answer, using that tone, brushing my questions off as easy as discarding a dead body.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He cuts the line as soon as the words are out. You're off the case, Frey. Just like that. Funny why this still caught me off guard. I've discovered years ago how different the actual thing is, how far from reality everything I believed in it as a dreamy-eyed kid. There are no high-speed pursuits every day, no thrilling gunfights or exciting cases every step of the way. Only paperwork, lots of red tape, and dealing with the politics and bureaucracy. I've set out to change things, hoping it'll make things better for the people I care about. It ended up changing me instead. Serves me right for being too idealistic, I guess. This is probably the universe telling me that it's better to remain the skeptic I really am. It's not. Now, here I am, standing useless. Can't even do anything but grit my teeth and kick the wall. The bastard didn't even acknowledge my response.
What did the poor wall ever do to you?
Figures Rebecca would be the one to find me in this embarrassing state. Honestly, I don't like it when she sees me like this, which seems to happen a lot, regardless of what I want.
Rebecca, now's not a good time.
The concern I expect from her when I turn isn't there, however. Instead, she just looks, well,
bitchy.
Like a bitch, right? The storm I left brewing last night, it's right there on her face, ready to be unleashed.
When is it ever a good time for you? You're always so busy with everything now.
He has a big, crazy, complicated case that's being fucking hindered by people inside the precinct. The fucking chief of police, at least.
How dare you have a job and not just exist to be with me?
How I find you here, sneaking out without even bothering with a proper goodbye. Not even a word. Really, I'm starting to think you're just keeping me around from my couch and my cooking.
Certainly not your personality. No.
Becca, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't planning on sneaking out. I was going to say goodbye. I just had to take this call. Although I'm not gonna lie, couch is great. 10 out of 10. Would sleep again.
Stop it with the jokes, Ashton. I'm not in the mood.
You're never in the mood.
Okay then. Right? Her bitterness is not lost on me, but at this point, our friendship and our lives, how does she still expect me to answer that? What am I supposed to tell her now?
Are you still mad about last night?
She merely raises an eyebrow at me, which, to be honest, is all the response I need. Seeing her like this makes me believe those things E-Man says. The part where Rebecca scares him, sometimes. I've certainly seen this more than once already. But the familiarity of it doesn't really take away from the downhill turn this conversation's starting to take. Only an awkward cough serves the way to stall.
Okay, of course you're still mad. But whatever happened last night, I really am sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want. If you want, I'd even kneel or something.
Oh my god.
Ashton, an apology is nice and all, but that's not what I wanted to hear from you today.
What do you want to hear? What the fuck?
She
I'm
doesn't.
glad you're dead.
She doesn't want to hear anything. She just wants to be outwardly mad and just like lash out at everyone because she's a fucking bitch.
Right.
All right, fine, okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. I've honestly lost track of it by your third trip to the buffet table.
Fuck you, I was hungry.
Yeah.
I wasn't
free.
The drive up there took a bit. Can you blame me if I wanted to grab some appetizers?
Oh, come on, Ash. For the whole evening? For the whole party?
Some people like to eat, Rebecca. Fuck off. No.
Please
Seriously?
don't tell me that's all you did, because I've never known you as someone who pigs out.
Maybe I'm stressed. Maybe work's been really tough. Well, and why don't you ever ask me about that? Well, I do. Well, I can't talk to you about it. It's police business. But fuck. No.
You even took great lengths to avoid me. Should I also mention how you ignored Zach? Sometimes I get the feeling you don't want to be seen with us in public. Some friendship, huh?
You know it's not like that. It's never going to be like that, Becca.
I'll ask this again. Just what were you up to during the party? What were you doing that you couldn't even take 2 seconds to make time for your friends?
Couldn't even look her in the eye. It wasn't that I wanted to avoid them. I did it to keep Zach safe, to keep Rebecca safe. Just in case. Client or family friend, it was still a party hosted by a person of interest, by a man accused years ago of murdering a person's wife to get what he wanted. But then Chief showed up, Hannah Wright happened, and Luke Wright just can't be bothered to die peacefully somewhere. All of a sudden, none of my original reasons mattered. If I was found out right then and there, hell, if Zach and Rebecca's connection with me was found out, who knows what might have happened. But Rebecca doesn't understand that, doesn't understand what I can and can't say to keep them from harm. It's all in her eyes and the light on the lips and her furrowed brows. The hurt. This day is just off to a wonderful start. First my case, now Becca.
Fucking Becca.
Right? I love how even then it's stretched the truth.
So, alright, now we're in the shoes of a person we arguably care about. This is more to remind myself. So, stretch the truth.
Yeah. Stretch the truth. Try to give her something instead of just be like, nope, it's confidential, can't say anything.
Yeah, because like we've been trying to ride the it's confidential thing all this time, but she's just be like, but why is it confidential? It's not like anything in your life requires confidentiality. Right. I'm a fucking dwarf star. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I want him to be as close to Becca as possible, so when he finds her dead, he actually is like, oh god, well, I should really fucking maybe quit being such a fucking skeptic asshole.
True. So we're
and
going.
I like seeing people suffer in games. It's fine.
So we're going stretch the truth.
Yeah.
All right. What did
Obviously,
we do?
I could just say, hey, Becca, you know the rights?
She got mad at us for that because she's Becca. Fucking Bacanium alloy.
I'm sure it's probably less of a thing than if it was otherwise. Wait, hold on. Go to the relationships thing. He's got a gun. So there we go. Okay. Becca, you know the rights? They are suspected to be ringleaders of a crime syndicate and shit like that. Wait, does he have 2 fucking pant chains? Oh my god, Ash! Protocol or otherwise. Oh
Wait,
my god.
So this is the one that hangs onto his wallet, and this is the one that hangs onto his gun.
Gun chain is one thing. That I could be like, okay, you don't want to lose that fucker. What is that? The game doesn't always mean what it says, and in this case, searching the truth is just lying out right. Oh, fucking man. I hate that, like, the way it words it. It's not what you intend. I think it's all stuff because you're like, well, now I gotta play it again or redo the thing. So,
Nah, whatever. Only forward.
Right. Protocol or otherwise, there are so many things I'm not allowed to tell others. Even if I'm able to share information with civilians, knowing anything could very well put them in danger, which is fair. It's why I keep it vague, obscure the facts, or when push comes to shove, stretch the truth and lie through my teeth. Okay, fuck. Well, now we know. It's a necessity I've grown to deal with. It has already become a part of me, no matter how much I loathe doing it.
I mentioned it, didn't I? I was there on behalf of someone else.
Oh, so
I was on business,
Okay,
Becca.
well, now we know. If he ever says stretch the truth, that just means lie, not give them something.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's annoying. She doesn't look convinced at all. But, like, she was being such a bitch saying it's confidential. She'd be like, yeah, well, fucking everything is there. Or maybe she'd be like, well, I guess it's because you're a police officer, but I can't find the concept of Becca being reasonable about anything.
Yeah. That was a no-win scenario. I'm kind of convinced that both of those were going to result in a downward turn.
Yeah. Right. Although she's the very picture of someone who's at least willing to listen, her glare effectively takes a good 20 off my current years. Seriously. I feel like a kid again, being reprimanded by my junior high teacher for sleeping in class. But getting away with that is easier with this one. It's the thing with someone you've been friends with for so long. You're the ones who you know inside out. Good grades wouldn't be enough for Rebecca to let this whole thing slide.
You couldn't even spare a single second to mingle.
What was I supposed to say? Hi, fancy meeting you here. Would you like to dance? By the way, those appetizers were really good. You should try some. Like that.
Oh my god, that's your, like,
down
rich
my neck.
person.
I don't exactly have the luxury of doing as I
He
please.
does exactly like you. Literally. This much is true. My reasons for being at the party too. However, Chief's presence last night made a lot of things difficult. Approaching them was out of the question when there was someone watching, a person who knew the reason why I was there. It turned out to be a good call on my part. But for someone who's already angry beyond reason, everything will only sound like an excuse. Yep.
Cut the shite. I
I saw you stuffing your face with the deviled eggs while your own boss is off on the other side of the room. You didn't even exchange a word or a glance with him either. In fact, I think you're also avoiding the man. Just say you don't want to talk about it instead of lying to my face.
But whenever I say I don't want to talk about it, you also get mad. Fuck you, Becca.
Yeah.
I do feel guilty still. We've already been down this road.
Yup.
This is something I've done so repeatedly in the past. Something she's heard from me more times than all my fingers could count. Something I'll just have to get over with at this moment.
I'm sorry, you know that, Becca. I really, really am. I wouldn't do this shit if I didn't have a good reason to.
And you know that I don't like you lying to me. If you can't tell the truth, just don't say anything and shut your gob.
We literally tried that,
I
and
know,
you
right?
went.
And
I swear, Ashton Frey, you are just so.
Yeah, fucking
dense.
excuse me.
Now presenting an overhead projector made entirely of bacanium alloy.
Right?
I'm so angry. I can't even bear to look at you right now because I swear I'll knock you right off your block.
Bitch, I hope the fuck you tried.
What good reason could you have to act like an antisocial asshole?
Because I'm fucking investigating a dangerous man who could have killed people, Becca, you dumb bitch. I
Literally said I was there on
murders.
business, you fucking idiot.
The only time you did talk to me was to rail on me about Luke. What was that all about?
Maybe it's because he's
Maybe it's
dangerous,
because the
you
two
dumb
things are
hoe.
connected, you fucking moron.
Were you somehow expecting me to just accept everything as it is?
No.
Of course not, because you're Becca.
Yeah, I would expect a normal person to accept everything as it is,
Yeah.
but not you.
You really shouldn't go near that man, Becca.
Why? Because you don't trust him?
Yes.
I
Because he's
wonder
fucking
if you
dangerous.
actually trust anyone. Aside from the three of us, Zach, Isabella, and myself, do you even have any other
Do
friends?
you have
Do
any
you?
fucking friends?
If you're
Right?
perfectly fine with that, then go ahead. No one is stopping you. But don't expect me to share the same views. I can
Yeah,
have a life
who
of
else
my
is your
own.
friend? Are you gonna say
Friends that I
Luke and the
don't
fucking that little
necessarily
girl?
share with you.
Because I got news. No.
I love that all of this is after the Luke dismantling her and just being like, you get irrationally mad at him for no fucking
Right?
reason because you're stupid. And she's just like,
Obsessed with him.
and she's just like, I don't do that. I would never do that. 5 seconds later,
Yeah.
I did that.
I'm an
Right?
adult, Ashton, and I can make my own bloody decisions. I sure as hell can choose the people I want to let into my life.
No, you can't. That's your whole fucking character arc.
Yep. Of course she's allowed to do as she pleases. I never mentioned she couldn't. Us growing up together doesn't mean it always has to be just the two of us. You try telling her that. It's a dumb idea to believe in when nothing ever remains constant. Things will inevitably change through the years. She'll make friends with people outside of our little circle, just as I'm free to form relationships with other people. Becca! But why, of all people, did it have to be him? Why does it have to be Luke Wright? The guy's nothing but trouble. Seriously. How could she defend a guy like that? She's already calling him Luke, for Pete's sake.
I trust Zach, I trust Isabella, and I trust you, Rebecca. So why can't you trust me on this?
Yeah.
She's a dumb bitch.
You need to stay away from that man. Because he's... I really wish I could tell you.
Who was that saying Isabella mentioned before? A liar is a brother of a thief? What?
It's Isabellaism.
Yeah. People who look at me now will probably say I'm a hair's breadth away from being a criminal. Z-Man said something like that once, a few years into our friendship. I laughed it off back then, but now? They're probably right. Little by little, I'm becoming the very kind of person I hate.
No, don't internalize the hatred.
Oh, fuck Becca.
Yeah, fuck Becca.
I know, right? He's like, yeah, we're gonna find other people. We're gonna, where it's not just gonna be you and me until we die. Yeah, and she's such a bitch.
I know.
Oh, there's always time for more Bacanium alloy until they find her body at the end of that fucking library thing, and even then, if she comes back as like a ghost, she's gonna be more of that.
Yeah, you're a couple minutes late. We actually built an overhead projector out of bacanium alloy for a couple seconds there.
Yup. Silence afterwards brings an even heavier air between us. Something that Rebecca, thankfully, doesn't allow to linger more than necessary.
I suppose you have to go now, huh?
Yep, thanks, bye. No. Situation's already awkward as it is. Dragging this out will only make it more... What?
Awkward.
Difficult?
Awkward.
Messed up?
Awkward.
As if it isn't already.
Back to your case again?
Oh, now you remember I'm a policeman.
Yeah, it's like, actually, I just got taken off my case. The case that I spent a year of my life fucking trying to do my best at. So no, thanks, Becca, for caring. What a bitch. I don't really have to. I have no case. As far as the job is concerned, I have the weekend off until I report to Chief on Monday. Although I don't want to just throw in the towel on this. Orders are orders. This isn't like the movies. I don't get to say, fuck off, throw my gun and badge at him, become some vigilante, save the day, and get my job back. I'd rather get my ass thrown in jail than do any of that. But it's also not in my nature to sit still and do nothing. It'll drive me crazy if I just idle about.
Ash is like so trying to be considerate of Becca's feelings, and Becca's just trying to tear everything down with a bulldozer. Yeah.
Seriously. Right. I mean, the way he dresses, you're like, oh, I feel like he was waiting for the day to just throw in his gun and badge, go become a vigilante, save the day, and then get his job back. Besides, there's someone who has to know about this whole Luke Wright thing.
Yeah, I need to go talk to Professor Clark. And there's something else I need to look into.
That other matter she mentioned last night, specifically. The same stuff Zachary has also been trying to tell me. Things even the news have been blasting out to the general populace lately. Evening, afternoon, morning, all deaths with the same modus blamed on a single serial killer. Or is it still the case?
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was
That was
contained in
convenient.
the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxborn police.
We're grasping at straws as far as these murders are concerned. In the first place, I'm not even the one heading this investigation, yet look at me treating it as if it's another high-profile case on my shoulder. How sad is that? Although all three of my friends have mentioned seeing something strange, I don't want to go into that line of thinking for now. Not yet, not until I've exhausted every logical argument I could throw at it. To be honest though, I don't know how to take all of this anymore. But I've already given Isabella my word. It'd bother me more if I didn't follow up on a promise I made to her. Aw. Fuck you, Becca. Get out. No. Throw her over the edge. No. And after Rebecca's claims last night, there wouldn't be enough sarcasm in the world if what my friends have been telling me is true. That's fair. I love he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can already hear Isabella's laughter, in fact.
Figures. What else can it be?
It's not another case. It's something else. That issue Isabella mentioned yesterday morning. I'm sure you remember. You were there.
Well, at least you're not neglecting all your friends.
Jesus.
Oh, good. Let's
Becca,
petty
I
jealousy.
promised her I'll...
She doesn't wait for me to finish. With a roll of her eyes, she turns around and shuts the door in my face.
A+.
So sad she died. Oh, what a
What
terrible tragedy.
Oh my god, how are we gonna finish the playthrough? I'm so heartbroken.
I have no idea what I've said this time, but...
I probably deserve that.
No,
No, you didn't. She's just a bitch.
Yeah, like this time, no.
Yeah.
You were trying to be nice. Like, this is one of your being an asshole just to be an asshole because you like Isabella.
Yeah.
And apparently you think that translates to pull her hair and be a dick. Yeah. We'll just have to fix this some other time. By then, her temper sure to have cooled off significantly. She probably isn't going to be thrown off a roof at any moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully. For now, I can't laze about. Gotta intend things that matter more. Professor Clark first, deliver the bad news, that issue with BRC and Isabella. Maybe I'll also drop by Zach's, check on him, hear what he has to say. He also read that damn letter. He also said odd thing. He's also been saying odd things about a bunch of photographs.
Oh.
Is this when he has the meeting with?
You know, a thought occurs. What the hell would the start of this chapter look like if we had just been, like, killing everyone up till this point? Because his plan right now is just like, I'm gonna go visit all my friends. I'm pretty sure he would have gone like full Rambo at this point.
Well, like if Isabella died earlier in the story, like
he would have known at the start of the
different,
chapter,
right?
yeah. Like a whole shit ton of things would be, but like him complaining, well, the Becca complaining still would have happened, but Zach would be gone. Like, dang.
I know, right? It is fucking weird. Okay, I might as well, while I'm here, playing a paranormal detective, or was it supernatural? I can't remember. Whatever. It wouldn't hurt anyone if I tried to get to the bottom of this. I think ghost would be paranormal, supernatural is one just like magic.
They
and shit.
defined it earlier on, and I
forget which was which.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with paranormal, I guess. If nothing comes out of this, good. Everyone can shut up about stupid curses and we can finally get back on track with our lives. On to more important stuff. If there is something...
Are you two done?
I'm gonna need a bigger gun. No, there's a moment of confusion when I don't see her familiar ponytail about, only to find her standing behind the door to her apartment seconds later. Isabella holds it open, though only slightly, as if to hide from anyone who might happen to pass by. This early on in a lazy weekend, I doubt anyone would. Stories both went to Sunday, so there's only so much different that could... Huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
All right.
I think Sunday's the farthest we've gotten with anybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But from the gap on what little light there is behind her, I can make out the appearance of someone who had just clearly gotten off from bed. Hair in complete disarray, eyes still heavy with sleep, and a small pout on her lips. She hasn't even gotten out of her pajamas. I look away long before my sense of decorum kicks in. Oh, he thinks she looks cute now. We might be friends. I'll dare even say we've grown closer over the years, but that doesn't extend beyond the bounds of propriety. Christ, even Rebecca never greets early visitors in her sleep clothes. Oh wait, is he like offended?
I don't think
What
so.
is like, oh no. So maybe it's our fault why she's up this early. I mean, you guys were being loud. Well, Rebecca was being loud. Still, heat makes a slow crawl up my neck. One that I quickly downplay with a solid cough. Yeah, that'll cover it.
Isabella, you're up early.
Nah, he thinks he's cute. Lame.
No, I'm not. I'm usually up at this hour. You're the one that usually sucks at getting up early.
Says the person who looks like she's just fallen out of bed.
Instead of the usual quip, she simply averts her gaze to some point beside her. And although it only flashes briefly across her face, an expression of hurt flickers in her eyes. It disappears the second she turns her attention back to me, but that moment has sent a worried twinge in my stomach. I've seen it on her plenty of times before, just never in a manner that unsettles. It feels, I don't know, off this time? I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
Hey, are you...
Anyway, was that Becca with you? You both sound like Mama and Papa when they fight. You're awfully loud. If we get another memo from the landlady, I'm asking the guard to ban you from ever entering this place.
Me? Becca's the one almost shouting.
Yeah, well,
seriously.
she lives here. You don't.
Oh, Bella, no, don't take her side. She a bitch. No.
You have no
man.
excuse. You're the suspicious-looking person.
Fair.
Thanks. Glad at least one person appreciates how I pretty up this place.
Don't flatter yourself. This place would be so much better without having to see your face every few days.
You're
Wow, that's
both
kinda short.
12.
I know, right? She follows it up with another pout. But her ruffled appearance, particularly how puffy her eyes are, I notice now. It takes away from the intimidating effect she's trying to show. Really, right now, she just looks more like an angry puppy. Oh. She basically is. No, might have laughed had it not given me another nagging sense that something is definitely wrong with her. Something is definitely wrong! It has... What, has she been crying earlier? That is worrying. She rarely does that.
Been doing it a lot recently.
I know, I'm like, have you been fucking out this last week? The only time it happened, the one time I've seen her genuinely tear up over something. I think it was after Devlin Court, the night on the bridge. Huh? I want to ask.
The night when they kissed.
Oh. Well, they didn't kiss. She kissed him on the cheek. Wish it would have been a full-on kiss. You would have heard my squeak. Like, through your computer and out the speakers and then back through your computer. It would have looped. She seems determined to keep it to herself, though.
Belle, did something...
About yesterday,
Oh.
Ash. The things we talked about. Do you think.
Oh, that makes
Yep.
more sense.
Yep.
Do you think we can take a look at it today?
We? I never said you're coming with me. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. You'll be the first to know if I find anything.
No, I want to go with you. I'll be ready in a few. This won't take long.
Isabella, you really don't have to. I can handle it on my own. You'll just...
I won't get in the way, I promise. Besides, maybe I can help.
Yeah.
You know, if there are files you want to check.
I don't like what she's implying. It's true LPD's having a hard time with this, but taking Isabel with me, it's out of the question. Under normal circumstances. Yeah,
You're
renegade!
the one who's going to get in trouble if you do that.
You said it yourself. You need information, and I can help you get that. And it's not like it matters anymore. I just don't want to stand around doing nothing today.
There it is again.
Isabella and Ash, Ace Ghost Detectives.
The slight shift in her eyes, the mild crease forming between her eyebrows, and the mild slump in her shoulders while she crosses her arms tightly around herself. It's not official. I was gonna be official. I'm working towards it. Like she's shielding herself from whatever painful thing is out there. I have plenty of reasons why I shouldn't let her tag along. First and foremost, she's a civilian. Second, I have no concrete plan of action yet. I'm going into this blind. No matter how I look at it, it's simply better for her to just wait so she won't be dragged into what might be another one of my failures. Her assumptions might be a dead end for all we know. But seeing that expression on her, hearing her speak those words out loud, in a desperate, almost pleading tone, I can't bring myself to say no. He's weak. He likes her. So I give in because right there I see myself in her. Oh, whoa, dude. Hey, that's the goal. The person who doesn't want to stay idle, who doesn't want to think of the problems haunting him.
All right, 5 minutes.
What? You're timing me?
Yeah,
well, I
bitch, better
can't wait
get going.
forever. I'm a very busy guy. 4 minutes and 45 seconds, Isabella.
I hate you so much. I'm taking back what I said last week. You haven't changed at all.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, 29, 28. I'd hurry if I were you.
Ugh, you're awful. I hope you never get a girlfriend.
Yeah,
About
she
that.
say that, but she wanna be his girlfriend. She slams the door right after, although my chuckles, the mirth, and the lightness in it linger. With her, those have always come easy somehow, even as its echoes fade, and the only ghost of a smile remains.
It's not like I'm looking for anyone else.
Oh. Don't be a coward! Man the fuck up, man! You gotta do this! I wanna tell her. It's not because I can't. I won't. Oh my god! I'm the one who has chosen not to until I've fixed myself. Until I've found myself underneath all that guilt and those lies I've been telling all the— Alright, you know what? That's good. It's not that he's just waiting for her to realize, he's just decided that he needs to work on him before trying to be an us.
This is the
I
good
have a lot more
version.
respect for that,
Yeah, this
right?
is the good version, as opposed to the other version, which is just like, he needs to notice me. Why is he
one
not
of these
noticing
days,
me?
He's gonna eventually figure it out, and then he'll tell me he loves me too, and we'll be together, and it'll be my happy ending. And until then, I'm just gonna be petty and angry and bitchy and not say anything about my real feelings. Because no matter how heavy the weight of these feelings are, I'm not yet worthy of them. Of her. Aww. Until then, little words and gestures are the only thing I can offer. Minor stuff such as digging deeper into this thing with BRC in order to ease her worries. Just don't be a kid about it sometimes. Like, I'm not even sure if this will give us anything. Unlike with the firm case, which I already have proper leads on, I'm just going by her word on this. Speaking of the Luxborn firm case, I still have to inform the professor. I mean, that's still go. You just bring her along. The apprehension's there for sure. I've made a lot of promises to the man, and I would have preferred to tell him in person, not over the phone. But it's better for him to hear it from me rather than from a stranger. The railings offer steady support while I wait for him to answer. I'd like to think I can do this without losing my nerve. My grip on the bars surely tightens, though, once the call connects.
Ashton.
Not running today, Professor?
He's usually at the park on late Sunday mornings as long as it isn't raining cats and dogs. Keeps him young and healthy, he says, and he's currently certainly fit for a man of his age with his
Is that why
sedentary
he
job.
looks like a 30-year-old, 60-year-old?
Right?
Oh, no, not today.
He's definitely at the usual place, though. Cheers and laughter, likely from children and families, filter through the receiver. I'm just watching today, and you're like, oh no! No. I tend to avoid the part precisely because of this. No use reminding myself of the could-haves when it's already over. Mom's doing well with her career. Dad's also fine the last time I visited. Although neither are remarried, they're both content with their lives as is. I'm probably the only one still caught up with it, hence my aversion. But all in all, it's still a pleasant sight to see if you're the kind who takes joy in such sights like Professor Clark does.
Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
The guy certainly seems happy right now, in any case. I almost don't want to break the news to him. But it's better to get this off quick, as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. But it's okay, I have a gun, and it's on a chain, so he's not getting that fucker from me. He's not the type. However, long-held resentment can change a person, even someone as mild-mannered as the professor.
I was hoping to talk to you about the case.
I suppose I'm just a downer today. As soon as I say those words, he pauses and the lightness in his voice is gone in an instant. Every time we've talked about this in the past, he does that. He's probably trying to gauge the situation based on the tone of my voice. Perhaps it's a good thing I'm delivering this news through the phone. Who knows what he'll see in my face and my mannerisms. The art of keen observation, I've learned it from the man. He probably already has an idea what this might be about, from my manner of speaking alone.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
For a second I hesitate, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes. But I manage eventually. After a long, ragged drawn breath, I pick up where I've left off, though still fumbling with my words.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
Ashton.
He only assumes that tone when there's a reprimand at its heels.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
You've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. That exhaustive rasp in your voice tells a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking. Don't worry. I was just... I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a small sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she heard you right now.
Liz. Aunt Liz, she insisted I call her, his late wife. A sweet-tempered woman with so many standards, or by so many standards. They were never blessed with kids and contented herself with simply managing their bakery. Aw, that's why he loves Bear Claws. Now it's sad, but still funny. No. But she's the closest I had to a mom in the few years I had known her. The professor, too. He made a great mom. No. In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two filled the ache their divorce left in me. So, Professor Clark filled the Ash's ache. It's good to know.
So Luke killed Professor Clark's wife.
You don't want to show up on her
Oh my
doorstep
God.
looking like you haven't slept a wink either.
That is probably what it is.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
he didn't. And the ghost
Or
killed
some-
their wife? I don't know.
No, it's probably, I think this is probably not a supernatural death. This is probably either Luke did it or he arranged it and wanted it to happen and made sure it happened.
Yeah, it could be.
How many years has it been since? 9? 10? I can still remember it vividly. Two men, primly dressed, briefcases in hand, and a stern look on each of their faces. They were already frequent visitors to the bakery for a few months. Something about the lot being a prime property in downtown Luxborn. I think they were hoping to settle a deal with them, but neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Why should they? The quaint little shop was a dream for them. Aunt Liz sent me home early that night with a fruitless wait for the professor. The next morning, news of a bakery razed to the ground had spread across the whole city, one casualty. Yep. A few weeks later, the property was sold to Wright Enterprise. Oh, man. Fucking hotel now stands there in its place. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. The name Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it, but with the lack of any evidence, the case ultimately went cold. Professor hides it well, however, I can tell he hates the man to this day. He might even blame Luke Wright for every tragedy that happens in the city. He has never blamed me, though, when I'm as equally responsible. How?
How are you responsible for that?
Right? I knew something's off the moment those men stepped inside the shop. What would you have done as 16-year-old boy? I could have saved her that night. I could have prevented anything from happening to her. Called for help or whatever. Maybe, but they would have come back and tried again.
Yeah.
They were determined. I didn't. So it continues to eat me until today. The guilt. The Luxborn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case if we could prove Luke right of his crimes. Instead, we're back to square one. Yet all he has for me are words of comfort. To think he can still be this concerned about me after my carelessness, after I've broken another promise a second time. People never cease to amaze me.
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
Suddenly he stops. Imagine a thoughtful look flashing in his eyes as he thumbs the wedding band on his ring finger before he continues. Another habit. He's never removed it since that day, and has never thought once to remarry, even when he managed to continue with his life and return to some semblance of normalcy. It's his way of honoring her, I suppose, when he couldn't bring justice to the man responsible for his loss. Some people are just hard to forget.
It's not like another death. Yours or even his will bring back my wife.
That's unless she's a ghost. No. Silence falls between us afterwards. I don't quite know what to say after that, really. Should I apologize? Show some sympathy? Going into this, I should have thought of something other than just breaking the news to him. As it is, it seems the only thing we can do is feel sorry for each other's misfortunes. Also, it's been way more than 5 minutes, so...
I apologize, too, for putting you up to this.
In another occasion, under different circumstances, I might have accepted that, but...
You didn't have to, but you've already done more than any officer who has investigated this. So don't worry about this old man.
He played one. He played knick-knack with a bunch of bear claws.
I know your department's people all have their hands full recently, too. What with the upsetting news we've been getting as of late. Deaths almost every day.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm not entirely sure if that has anything to do with the other. It seems too big even for someone like him. But if this is that man's doing...
Get your gun on that chain and you just shoot him.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Professor, please.
Maybe if things around me hadn't started going beyond my control, the letter, the mansion, the supposed curse behind those, I'd still be quick to blame it all on the bastard too. But as much as I want to keep holding him responsible for it, to add another to his list of sins, it might not be the case. Prophet Claw, yeah. Agreeing will only cut a deeper wound on the professor. I don't want him to keep clinging to this resentment for much longer. He's already gone through so many years of it. This kind of anger, it's the sort that blinds people. Despite his reassurances, the bitterness still seeps into every syllable he utters. It's one thing for me to act like this. It's painful to watch someone I've considered a second father go down this path.
Please don't apologize. It's really all right. I can try to get it back on Monday when I meet with the chief. No promises, but if not, I'll make sure to keep an ear out for any news. Chief said he's passing it on to a senior officer. I should be able to catch a few tidbits every once in a while. But I swear I won't just give up on this. I'll do everything in my power to get Aunt Liz's case reopened for you.
Promises, again, a bad habit at this point. I wish I could do more for him. All this time I've prided myself over being the one to always know. Because suddenly, aside from the riot and the murders plaguing the city, I have ghosts and curses to worry about. Things that are completely out of my depth. Professor Clark's right in some way. Things would be so much easier if we just blamed Luke Wright for all of this. At least finding evidence would be a breeze, and I'd be all too happy to put him in a place he belongs. Although, if he was in any way also complicit to what's happening, legalities have my hands tied.
He's a wizard!
But maybe that's my fault. I might have missed the ticket to closing the case once and for all last night. If only I had done a better job during the party. But then, the commotion. There was Hannah Wright and Rebecca distracting me from my purpose, too. I'd include that gate crasher as well, even though it's only for a moment. So many things have gone wrong last night that...
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
My memories.
Is he starting to be like, you know what?
This is why I didn't want to tell you guys. It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Last night at the party.
But it's real! What do you think I saw? It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
That woman.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Shit. That was what Isabella had been warning us about. If it was the same thing Rebecca talked about last night. Or what Zach told me about a few days prior. How many of these instances have I dismissed since reading the letter? How many have I ignored and passed off as some effort of fatigue or lack of sleep? At least he's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, well, I guess it's a ghost. No. He's like, oh, fuck, I think I'm a complete idiot. Even last night, a hallucinogen lacing the food is the first thing I considered, purely because that's what my training dictates. It's a mindset I've grown used to. It's the setting the gears in my head automatically take in a situation like that. Of course, I'm not discounting all of that yet until I have enough information. Something to form a conclusion from. Proof, in whatever form it may come. But thinking straight is impossible when all of a sudden all your beliefs are being upturned in the most violent way possible at that. That's fair. Jesus, I need a sounding board. I need to talk to someone, and Zach's the best person for that. Yeah, that's fair.
Is he?
Zach's awesome.
Actually, Zach and Isabella are tied right now, so sure.
I have to go, Professor.
Oh, no problem. But what are you...
I don't have time to stop and listen to what the professor has to say as I cut the call short. Dude, what? Ash. The same second, Isabella emerges from her apartment, fully dressed and ready for the day. As usual, she greets me with a smile, but it falls just as fast as she catches a glimpse on my face. Shame. That would have been the first comforting thing I see today. Oh. It annoys me that I'm partially responsible for the worried one replacing it. I must look close to the picture of someone choking or dying because there's nothing but concern in the first words she speaks.
Ash, are you... Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Do you need a water?
Yeah, no. No, I don't. Okay. But we should hurry.
Oh, yeah,
Come
no.
on, don't forget to lock your door.
It's fine.
Seriously, you look like you're about to fall over.
Yeah,
that's just what I look like.
Also, I just had my realization moment. We're gonna have a long, awkward conversation on this car ride.
Are you alright? Because if you're planning to faint right here, I won't be able to carry you.
Yes, don't mind me. I just remembered some stuff from last night. I need to talk to Z-Man
didn't you?
about this.
I don't
Mind if
know.
we drop by his place first?
Isabella, I'm trying. Hold on. Shut up, bitch. Scaredy cat.
Call him to let him know. It's still pretty early, so we'd probably arrive there around noon.
Yeah, we can just break his door in.
Also,
That's fine.
what do you mean about this? Is Zach?
He was also there when I opened the letter, right? He read it too. I'm sure he's fine, but it wouldn't hurt to check on him. To make sure. See if he'll say the same things you told me yesterday.
If he's also been seeing things. If it's also the same woman I saw last night.
I'm not saying there's really a curse yet, but we have to look at this from every possible angle.
Hey, he's coming around.
And don't worry, he won't mind. He's probably just watching TV right now. Let's go.
Or sneaking around a murder mansion.
Okay, but speak up if you're not feeling well. You really look like you're choking on something.
I am, but
Didn't
it's
have to do
metaphorical.
this for me in the first place.
You know it's not as simple as that.
Oh. We head down to my car in record time. Not a single second wasted to hit the road and drive to Zach's place. If any one of us, other than Isabella, knows anything about what's going on. Oh my god, that's instant. My brain's like, wait, hold on a fucking... Yeah, okay. Who can help sort the muddled mess my mind is? It's gotta be him. My bro... No. He listened to her. Zach's the kind who prefers to laze around his apartment on a weekend, especially after having a busy week like last one. The big guy is nowhere in sight, though, when I arrive in his unit. Figures. People don't seem to be where they should be when I need them. Speaking like hypocrite. Looking around, I find no sign where he might have gone to. He usually leaves a note on his fridge if he's out for the day, just in case somebody drops by. In case you do, because nobody else busts into his house.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And there isn't one. He probably just went out for a quick walk. I hope. Maybe he ran out of eggs or something and went out to buy some? He is out of eggs, after all. Puts my running mind to rest for a while.
That's not an egg carrier.
It might be in Europe. I don't know.
That's the empty rings for like a 6-pack of soda.
He might have like a thing that he puts eggs in afterwards that isn't just the container that you buy them in. Apparently people do that.
Why?
Which I know, it comes in like a perfect...
You buy them in a container.
I don't know. He always has to have some, be it for an omelet or something he's baking.
Ash, should you be rummaging around?
Just
it's
his fridge,
bad
it's
enough
fine.
we went in here without asking for his permission.
Chill, I'm just looking.
Maybe he just drinks a lot of beer. Actually, I could go for a fucking pie right now, but Zach's fridge is next to empty, save for a few leftovers. All I can do is sigh as I close it behind me.
If you see me take anything, feel free to call the police.
Fuck off. Isabella's quick to shoot me a sharp glare, and another chuckle slips from me, despite the unease in my stomach. But the cheer only lasts a mere few seconds, mostly because she hasn't been in the mood for any sort of friendly banter. It's the silence it's telling, and a quiet Isabella? It's usually the first recipe for an incoming shitstorm.
You always do this whenever you visit another person's house. Because I have a lot of questions about your methods.
Just with Zach.
I'm still worried for our friend, of course, and despite what's bothering Isabella, she's anxious too. She's been standing by the doorway a few good minutes now, since we entered Zach's place, in fact. Doesn't seem to know what to do with herself. But much as I want to put her at ease, her nervous tics are starting to get to me. The manner in which she makes herself smaller, the way she fidgets with her hands, clasping them one moment and unfurling in the next. It's distracting enough, and I want to ask what's wrong. I doubt she'll give me a straight answer, though, and the best I can do is help her temper with it.
You don't have to hang around the door. We might be here for a while. You can sit down.
She hesitates for a second, but eventually takes the empty seat by Zach's study table.
Aren't we going to look for him?
Sure, we can, but where are we going to start? I can think of a few places he might be, but Luxburn's a big city. I don't want to miss the big guy if we leave, and...
I trail off, making a vague gesture in the general direction of Zach's bed. The messy bed suggests he was out in a hurry. He didn't even bother to fold the sheets.
Did he also leave his phone?
Yep. His cell phone's been left behind as well. Another odd thing when he has made it a habit to never leave it behind in case a client calls.
At least the locked door points to the fact that it wasn't a forced exit.
That seems to reassure her, but not so much. No, that is weird. I wonder what happened.
So, Zach's last day, he went to the mansion. He had the phone with him because he called Ashton, right? No, Ashton called him.
Yeah, I don't think that was the last day.
I thought it was.
Here, open up the thing that says, like, the dates and stuff that happened. So...
Because, like, we're on the 29th right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it on the 30th? Oh, it was on the 30th. Okay. So we don't know what Zach did today.
Okay. I don't think it was in his chapter, so we'll see. Okay. Understandable. Anything might happen. In hindsight, I shouldn't have left Rebecca alone either. We'll have to check on her later. Don't worry, she's fine for today.
Yeah, for the next couple hours. I don't know, set a timer.
Yeah. In the meantime, Zach. But with no other clue where he is and no other way to contact him, we have no choice but to wait. Sure, I could give the room another thorough run through, but I don't think Zach would appreciate me upending his place. Isabella won't let me do that either. Besides, I haven't eaten anything yet. Isabella probably hasn't too. We did leave in a hurry. Might as well take this chance to cool down a bit, right? Anything to distract myself so that I don't just charge head first because of whatever paranoid scheme that comes to mind. Isabella's with me. I can't be reckless. Turning to the kitchen, the first thing I see is a bag of chips while I rifle through his cupboards. Original flavor. No. Running permission and an apology its owner won't hear, I grab it.
I remember this. There was a conversation where Ash ate all of Zach's chips.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was Zach doing that day? I don't remember. Oh, he was meeting with the professor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Isabella doesn't miss shooting me another glare, but she doesn't really make an effort to stop me this time. She ignores my offer of food, though.
Oh, meeting Kylie in the park.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead, I set myself on Zach's old couch and turn on the television. Isabella's silence may not be too heavy, but it sure as hell is awkward. Screen lights up right as some awful noontime drama starts airing on the Channel 9. Nothing like sitting in front of the TV with a mindless drone running in the background to waste the time away. And waste it away we do. Yeah. The afternoon has hit its last few hours and movement comes from the other side of the door and Zach's heavy treads back break the monotonous dribble from the TV. The lock clicks, the knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal a very exhausted looking Zach. Oh yeah, because he comes back and Ash and Isabella are there, and Ash is not just like, no, ghosts aren't real. He's like, okay, so like, I'm willing to consider the idea that some shit is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What, did he run a marathon?
Sup, Z-Man?
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Light as my tone might be, his arrival eases the restless edge in me. Who knows what I would have done if something bad happened to one of my friends.
We're gonna find out!
Right? If another minute had gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to unconventional methods.
Only after you broke
Jerking
the
off in his
13th one.
His bed.
I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment. And stop calling me Z-Man.
I didn't break anything this time.
Ash, just because I gave you a key doesn't mean you can just stroll in here whenever you want to. And hey, is that my...
It's scary how the friendly banter and easy smile come naturally. I do it even without thinking, and that speaks volumes about how comfortable I am around him. That's nice, isn't it? No, it definitely is.
Yeah.
What makes me afraid of it, however, is the idea that a time might come where I might just do these without even meaning to and offend him in some way. Friendship we have might be closer than most I've shared with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross without the other's permission. Zach's been respectful of that so far, neither asking about my parents or what happened to them. Me? I bet he'd say not so much. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish we could just stay like this. No worries, no problems, just potato chips in the debate on whether or not I deserve them. But as usual, something always cuts moments like this short.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really?
I can't eat. I'm too worried about
It's
ghosts.
free food, you know? What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food? What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Although her tone forces him to do a double take, Zach doesn't push it. The question's all too clear in his eyes when he glances my way, though. I really wish I could answer him. Despite my best efforts, Isabella's been unforthcoming as well. What am I supposed to do? I can't just force her to speak, can I? She's not a criminal to be interrogated. She's a friend, for Pete's sake. It's a good thing Zach has a better handle on the situation than I, and soon enough he changes the subject. Where it leads isn't necessarily the better topic, however.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so. I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do. Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach. Maybe next time. Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She stumbles into one of her uncertain silences again before glancing my way. There's a plan there for me to take the lead in this, but where do we start? The mansion? The strange things we've been seeing? The letter?
The letter.
Yeah. Even I'm afraid of what he might say. I can't even believe I'm considering taking a deeper look into this whole thing in the first place, but here I am.
I should have listened.
Thank you.
Remember that time that we were Zach and we blew up at Ashton because he was being a fucking dummy? Here we go. I should have listened. Validated.
Yep.
How is everything with you lately, Zach?
Hold on, Ash. Both of you. Did I just hear you say that? Is this why Isabella's here? Has something happened?
Not yet.
Calm down. We're just here to check on things.
Yeah, give us another, I don't know, 20 hours.
So, did you meet Andrew about the photos?
What photographs?
Unlike when he brought up the subject of the photos with me, he doesn't hesitate when Isabella asks for it. Zach hastily fishes them out of a nearby drawer and hands it to her. I can almost see it in him. 1 second hindsight kicks in, and the realization that she would have been a better listener than I. Yep. Makes sense when all I've been doing until this morning is calling it a Halloween prank. She goes through each of the prints in silence, her shoulders growing stiffer by the second until she has gone rigid and pale. But it is the telling glances they exchange afterward that speaks volumes of the things running inside their minds.
What did Andrew say about them?
It could be one, but there's no guarantee it's a supernatural thing. It doesn't always happen. So, that's a dead end right there. Now that I think about it, bothering that guy for this feels pretty silly now. But with the dreams lately...
That's all? Did he say anything about the damn letter at all? Did you ask him even?
As expected, Zach starts to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too if there was ever a universe where I was standing in front of myself. Well, I feel like that's probably some... for...
Fan art?
No. When something is trying to hint at something that's to come. I can't think of the fucking word right now.
Foreshadowing?
Thank you. I'm like, forbearing? That's not the word. Okay, because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. Lucky charms and mystical objects from my mother have often been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them more.
Yeah, that's really everything. The letter kind of slipped my mind. The photos were more
Also,
important
I'm pretty
at that
sure
time.
we don't want to go showing them to people. That's what spreads the curse, so... Bruh.
There was some stuff about the local horror stories, though. Talked about the curses, and he was really fascinated with the story about a wraith asking for a sacrifice to move on.
Well, looking for us, we did that.
Kinda nasty if you ask me. But it does make sense if you simply go along with it. I'm not sure how this will help in the grand scheme of things. Why are you asking about this anyway?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait. Stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is there to go off from there? The worried look Zach shoots my way doesn't help one bit in helping me gather my thoughts either. And that's what I came here for. Somehow everyone's just so worried about me.
Yeah, because I'm the one person who hasn't gotten on this fucking train yet.
Right? Well, he hasn't been crazy haunted either, so like...
That's true.
So far.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm pulling this out of my ass.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is,
Someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
That's fair. Along with Isabella's warnings, what's occurring around Zach, what's happening around Lexborn since Isabella found the letter.
Have you two seen the news this morning?
Zach's puzzled expression is enough answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. Guy most likely went out as soon as he got out of bed to shake the images off. Memories have never really left him. Isabella, though...
I haven't, actually. Mama called, and I was busy.
That could easily mean anything. Did her Kuya, her older brother, end up in jail again? Oh. She's had to bail him out numerous times in the past, though all that did was piss her off, not sap every ounce of cheer in her. Oh no, I think her dad got worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the other brother, the younger one who keeps insisting that he'll quit school so she could come home? Oh. It was 2 years ago. As far as I know, she already sorted that one out. Couldn't have been her father, right? With the mansion sale, she has earned enough to corner every bill for a while. It should. So, what is it then?
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Whatever's bugging her, I doubt it's something meant for casual discussion, else she would have mentioned it sooner. Tucking my curiosity for later, I take the remote and begin cycling through the channels. It's nice that he's not trying to press her right now.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not a good time.
Yeah.
A distraction. Not a good one, I admit, but it's definitely better than leaving her to brood. Eventually, I find one doing a recap of this morning's reports. Bleh. And there it is. The poor guy is unidentifiable with how badly his body's been burnt. Murder via arson? That's the logical explanation if I was the officer looking into it. Except they couldn't find the source of the fire. The fire didn't even spread.
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was
Yeah,
contained
like,
in
that's
the room
fucking weird.
and no other
Fire
tenants were harmed, according to
spreads.
Luxborn police.
They're going to consider spontaneous human combustion soon enough if they don't find anything else.
Hasn't been been disproved everywhere?
I don't know. I'm on that.
I'm trying to remember if this guy was someone from BRC that worked on the house. I think.
I can't remember. What's important for everyone to note is the state of the room.
A similar writing was found in another victim's room from last week's incident. Both were employees of Briar Realty Corporation. LBN has reached out to the...
Like what happened to Cooper. Hell, I wonder how many other deaths like this that I've missed while I've been looking into right. The LPD's already thinking it's serial killers at this point. How long until they consult with the London Metropolitan, I'm not sure. The Anselm Butcher has always been an enigma even to the people within the city. Gone for a few years, then in the next, one body after another is found. Merely handling the case has apparently driven the chief inspector insane years ago. He never did find out who committed those murders. Wow, that feels like should be more relevant, but maybe we'll learn more, because what?
Yeah.
Maybe now this time.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
Not necessarily.
No.
And the game had to happen, so otherwise...
We did this.
It's not your fault, baby girl. Her words all come out like a whisper, but each syllable lingers in the air, heavy with her guilt. In the thick tension of the room, they strike harsher than any of the things we've said. However, she also has to know that she isn't the only one on this. No one has asked her to take this upon herself. Becca won't. Zach won't. I sure as hell won't.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here. 4 if you count Rebecca.
No. She's staying away from this.
She should stay away from this.
I don't want to involve her in this any more than I already have.
Don't worry. Tomorrow you don't even have to worry about her anymore.
Yeah. I
already
already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop
Not,
asking.
She's not in any danger anymore because she's dead. Anyway, encouragements aside, this is still a whole fucking mess we're in it, and we're in it blind. The only way to make it worse is if we start running around like a bunch of headless chickens. But I only have a concrete plan now, I think. Maybe Isabella's right. Maybe we should dig deeper into BRC itself. Maybe we are looking at it the wrong way. Dude, do you think it's going to be like a murder cult? Realty agency backed by a murder cult? Because like in the picture of the Lord and the Lady, like...
they had...
That was weird. There were extra people.
There were extra people there, and they were like sacrificing a cat.
Yeah, like that's definitely some like murder culty kind of shit.
Yeah, maybe, but like they were still breaking a lot of supernatural rules here. Yeah. Like the whole fire with no source that doesn't go anywhere. Like unless we're actually like dealing with fucking wizards and shit, this is a lot of bridges we're crossing at once.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm like, that's an idea that could be, because, like, who knows? However, my suspicions are mine for the moment. The details are something Zach doesn't need to know until I have something to show. It's enough that he's aware that I have an idea in mind. For his part, Z-Man doesn't push it, and nothing but a heavy silence leads our departure hours later. Man, you gotta stop calling him that. He's asked you many times. Seriously, Zach would probably make a more responsible officer than me if he only had the heart to join the force. Probably, but... we could certainly use more kind people like him. But as good as that thought is, I push all of it into the back of my mind as Isabella and I head for my car. Why was that a story update? Tonight, I can't stay distracted. Is it the day after?
No, it's still same day. It's that night.
Okay. Except for a few half-hearted attempts to get some kind of reaction from Isabella, the drive to BRC is quiet. Awkward affair. More so, the hour-long wait for nightfall. Even with only the two of us, the place is rife with tense energy. Only a matter of minutes now. But the ticking seconds don't take away the edge, and for the 5th time, I reach out and fiddle with the radio, adjusting and turning the knobs with no real purpose. It's a nervous quirk I've developed and never bothered to correct during stakeouts, something to keep my mind occupied during long nights. What else is there for me to do? The person I usually count on for a casual out-of-the-blue chat refuses my attempts at starting one.
Ash, out with it!
The way she quickly falters into silence after, in spite of the tone she takes, though, it makes me doubt she really means anything, or means everything she's telling me right now. She hasn't even glanced my way since we arrived.
Having second thoughts? You can still back out if you want.
We're just going to my office. Why should I?
Dunno. You can get in trouble, maybe. This isn't exactly legal.
Okay, scope BRC out, see if the real estate company has any more information that may be of help, find things about Cooper and the other agents assigned to the Ermagerd mansion. According to Isabella, it's the last property the victims have worked on. Sure, I could also check into the station for full reports. That's the easily semi-legal way. But I don't want to bump into Chief right now. The guys at the precinct will definitely throw me out on his orders as soon as they see me. Not that my plan right now is any better. I'm just breaking into a different place, more or less, with a civilian to boot.
A+ detective.
Right? The latter still doesn't sit well with me. It never will, especially if this might put her in a very tricky position afterwards. She's been very careful when it comes to her work, almost a model employee, as people would say. Why is she throwing caution to the wind now?
Because she is convinced that her life is in the process of possibly ending, so things like, will I have a job in a week, are suddenly not really worth worrying about?
Yeah, like what's the point of having a job if you're
not supposed to be
dead?
looking for any confidential stuff. Only people like you are privy to.
If you mentioned earlier that this is your plan, I might have had enough time to think about it. I already promised to help if you need access to those files. I didn't think you'd want to see them this soon and in this way. Besides, the same goes for you, right? You were taken off your case. Won't you get in trouble with your boss?
Honestly, it's a toss-up between breaking into her office or into the right mansion. As it stands, I'll have an easier time getting in here first. After all, why would someone want to break into a realty company? Yeah.
It's kind of fair.
You're like, what are you really gonna gain, like, information on houses that are being sold?
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna find some deeds that can forge signatures or something. They wouldn't have that shit there.
And even if they did, they could just, you know, when they do an inventory of like what's stolen, they'll find it and just be like this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
been here many times before anyway, for a few casual visits when I wanted to bug Security Cat. Over the years, I have more or less grown familiar with their security setup and how badly staffed they are. Especially now with all the people dying.
Yeah.
Plus, it's an old building. If the bankruptcy rumors are true, it just means their access protocols might also be outdated.
Still, I can do this on my own, you know.
Really? And how are you even planning to get into our office without an access card? Please explain.
Well, I was going to pry open the card reader and use a gecko.
You're a hopeless case. I really want to know why no one has locked you up yet.
Yet you're helping me with this. Willingly. I don't think that'll sit well with the Philippine embassy either. Chances are you'll probably get deported the minute they find out.
Low blow, I know, but it's worth a shot when she can still turn back. It's not like I don't have any means to get into the place. With or without her, I have a way.
At least I have a reason to be snooping about. My badge and rank can speak for me in case things go south. You?
For a passing second, it seems to work. A hint of panic and hesitation flashes across her features when she looks to me with searching eyes. Then, unexpectedly, it dissolves. Not behind the fear I'm anticipating, but underneath something sharp and searing. I'm not sure what she sees exactly or what she's hoping to find in this short while she holds my gaze. All of it merely goes unspoken, and no longer than a minute later, she simply averts her attention back to the window, training it once again at some point outside.
Isabella, please, now's not the time.
It's too late for that, Ash. Give it a rest.
An appeal spoken in a voice too harsh coming from her. Perhaps unintentional. Perhaps one that's already too exhausted of everything going on lately. Probably the latter. She's been through some shit. It's hard not to concede when she takes that tone, and soon, despite myself, I sigh. Tucking away every concern I've been lugging around in favor of trusting her on this, according to her, the same confidence she has implicitly given me all this time.
All right, okay, if that's what you want. And
See?
don't worry.
And that's mutual respect. Something Becca should have fucking learned, and then we wouldn't have shoved her off that building.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't fuck with us, no.
I won't let anything happen to you.
Her lips briefly turn up in a smile, though none of the cheer reaches her eyes.
Just get this over with, okay? Everyone should be out of the office by now.
Somehow the uncertainty in her posture makes me wonder if she intended it as some sort of comforting gesture. Whether it's for me or for her, she doesn't let me find out. Without saying another word, she exits the car while I'm left scrambling and chasing after her. She's already at the side entrance, a hand raised on the card reader beside it, and another poised to push open the door when I catch up to her. Whatever doubt there has been in her face a while ago, it's gone. Seeing her like this makes it easier to believe my worries are unfounded, that things might go smoothly this time.
And where do you think you kids are going? It's late. Most offices in this building have already closed up shop for the weekend.
Quick, pretend to be making out! That always works in the movies. No.
Yeah.
Tom seems friendly enough, though one can't really tell from his voice alone. He might be the wary sort, for all I know. Keeping an unconcerned face and aloof air won't hurt, but until I figured out how to wiggle us out of this situation.
Just come back on Monday if you have important business.
From the way Isabella's face brightens up, it looks as though she's getting through won't be too much of a problem. She's probably been working here for a few months already then, maybe around 4 to 6 months max. Otherwise, he would have recognized Isabella or me at first glance. I haven't shown my face here since I've been assigned to the firm case a year ago. In the first place, none of their security officers ever lasted a year in service. The longest was around 7.5. I'll give this guy around that before he gets fired or finds a better paying job. For the moment, he's too friendly. His too friendly attitude is almost a gift.
Hey, Sev!
Oh, look who we have here. Been a few days since I last saw that ponytail in here, Santiago?
Close enough.
Wait, don't tell me yet. I'll get it right this time. Sanchez.
You were closer the first time?
Drat. I swear it is on the tip of my tongue. I just need a hint to remember.
I take it back. The geezer's not going to last past this month. Can't even remember a regular employee's name.
Alrighty, I'm sure of it this time. Centillon?
Still a few ways off, Sam.
Isabel, we don't have all night.
No, just let me handle this. Sorry,
Shut
Sev.
up, okay? He's
Some other
enjoying
time.
himself.
We're in a bit of a hurry. I just need to get a few things from my cubicle. Important work stuff, you know? Is it okay if we drop upstairs for a sec?
Oh, absolutely. No, go right ahead. As long as you have your access card with you, we're good. Not sure
You're
if I'm
fired.
allowed to let your
I'm so sorry,
boyfriend
buddy.
in, though.
Who, me?
My what?
I'm not her boyfriend.
No, no, you aren't. No, commit to it. You're a couple.
Yep.
Boyfriend. The guy with you, isn't he?
Yes, it's a fair observation, if I do say so myself. Needless to say, the silence that descends is both uncomfortable and terribly awkward. Although the latter's probably coming mostly from me, because in the next sentence, Isabella laughs. Laughs! Lighter than the ones I've heard from her lately. A comforting sound, really, after seeing her in such a dour mood since this morning. Even as all of it subsides into mere chuckles sooner than I'd like. It's comforting to see that I'm at least partially responsible for it, despite my poor heart being beaten to a sorry pulp.
Oh. Oh, no! No. He's definitely not my boyfriend.
Could you please reiterate, because I still have some feeling inside me. Thanks, no. She might as well have set it on fire and reduced it to dust while she's at it. Frankly, the number of no's in that sentence alone is a bit too much. Oh, poor Ash. Christ, one would have been enough to get the message across. Did she really have to put it that way?
That's impossible! Stop being funny, Seb.
Cool.
I'll go on
Salt
ahead,
in the
okay?
wound. Still don't want to die. Just a little more. She quickly shovels inside with nothing more than a small wave, leaving behind an even more awkward atmosphere for me to wade through. Would have been bearable if I didn't have to suffer through a stranger's amusement. Alas, woe is me.
Not the boyfriend, but close to it, huh?
Mind your own business.
These days. Good to see her up and about, though. Thought for sure she'd up and disappear like the others.
Excuse me?
You know, stuff in the news.
You mean what happened with Rose Cooper?
If I'm going to be stuck here with him for a while, I might as well gather as much info. You're just like, I thought she would have fucking killed herself or been murdered. It's nice to see that she's not dead. Cool. What the fuck?
Jesus. Yeah, well, I mean, if he's gonna just say shit like that, might as well pump him for information.
Yep. He may just be a guard, some with no real authority, but most of the time, people like him are the ones who know more than they let on.
Yeah, but even before that, we've got a couple of good blokes we never saw again.
Yeah.
Really? Those guys could have just resigned for all you know.
Dunno, I only catch tidbits of stuff from over here.
Have you not read the
Seriously,
news?
I heard the branch is getting flushed soon, but that's no excuse for anarchy.
People are getting murdered. What do you
My
call it?
boss man's been in an awful temper these past months.
All his fucking workers keep dying.
They
Good luck
managed to
finding
strike a good deal with the
replacements.
mansion in Ansem, right? That didn't do the trick?
Didn't seem like it. The bloke's shouting like no tomorrow again. Wasn't very pleased when Gurley called and asked for another leave yesterday afternoon.
Gurley? Isabella?
Which is surprising considering she's already been gone for 3 days. Now she's asking for another. Not that it's a bad thing. It's within her rights as an employee, but Bella rarely uses her work leaves.
Yeah,
Low-key.
classy if you ask me. She found him a buyer for that mansion after all. The least he could do is be considerate to her after a family member's passing.
Wait, what?
Oh no.
After the rumors, BRC, Rose Cooper, missing in action employees, all of it ceases to matter in that instant.
After a family member's passing, her dad died.
Oh no. I thought maybe he got worse, but like he died and she's...
No, we just straight went to died.
Aw. Almost on instinct, my eyes zero in on the intercom speaker as if staring daggers at it will show me the man behind the voice so I can see the truth in his face myself.
Oh, you don't know?
No, what?
Nothing. I shouldn't be the one you're asking, and,
Oops.
you know,
Oops.
Man, you're bad at your job, dude.
No one really wants to hear what a poor old guard wants to say.
True.
Why don't you just go after her? As long as
He's
you're not
like,
looking to create trouble for me, it won't be a problem. You aren't here for that, right?
Nope. He's lucky I'm not here to hurt anyone. If I were someone with ill intentions, he might not be smiling at the end of the day.
Well, no, but...
I'll go and unlock that side entrance for you then.
He's like, oh, fuck.
Hey,
He's
wait
like,
a second. What do you
I
mean
should
by...
not have said that. I should not have said that. Cuts off the connection before I can finish, and the rest of my question dies in my throat. Soon, the latch clicks and the side door swings open. The Seb, a stout man wearing a uniform still too loose for him, waves me over from the gap before he disappears behind his station again. Just my luck. Here I thought I'm going to have to count on whatever Isabel Bella brings with her. Although, no matter how much I want to feel happy, something else has already taken a firm seat in the forefront of my mind. Is that why she's been acting not like herself today?
No, we were so close to admitting to ghost things. Don't turn back now.
No, but like, in addition to. Since when? Of course, as I step into the building, I try to push all of these questions as far down as I can. I need to focus. Work is work. Yeah, don't ask her about this right now. Is not the time or place. But if what I've heard exactly is what I think it is, if it's a sign of things to come, honestly, I don't feel too good about that. Uh-oh. Quite right up to the 7th floor, where the BRC Luxborn main office is.
7.
She has been kind enough to switch the... Seb has been kind enough to switch the guest elevator's power on just as I'm about to head for the fire exit stairs. Which is a welcome relief. I'm an active guy, but stairs, I don't want to tire out too quickly, in case things get ugly. There probably won't be any trouble with the building this quiet, but you never know. I swear the whole place definitely feels eerie at this time of night, especially because there's a fucking ghost!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But until I've confirmed anything, those are still just stories. Worse things can happen. No need to scare myself. Staying calm means fewer mistakes. He goes over and he's like, fuck!
Gutsy, especially with what I'm doing.
I'm breaking a lot of laws here. I'm also putting Isabella in a lot of risks. Best thing that can come out of this is that Isabella's right all along. Worst case scenario? 1, someone finds out Isabella's involvement in this and her boss fires her. 2, I find evidence that would imply BRC or Luke Wright in a crime, and my meddling, if I'm not careful enough, makes it admissible in courts. Though I'll be honest, I strongly prefer losing my job or facing Wright over some spirit or ghost or whatever it is. That's fair. I could always work around the problems with the former. Isabella could also find a better job. BRC never did pay her properly, despite her efforts. But fighting off a phantom? How does one even do that? Do guns even work with them?
We're about to find out.
Yeah,
Right.
not going to happen.
Yeah, fuck you, it is. I'm sure you're like, gun? Fuck. But tonight I'm here to fix things. If I do it without leaving a trail, all the better. Good thing that's what I'm good at. What I'll probably never be good at is finding the proper words when a sitch calls for it.
Achievement unlocked. Easy way in.
But seeing Isabella's small form behind those doors, now she pushes through despite carrying an entirely different burden this time. How she's pretending as if everything's normal. It's difficult not to try. No, it's not the time. People who have never looked beyond her smiles will never know. Will never understand. Hell, even Rebecca's probably not yet aware of this. She's not. She has no idea. I get it. We have other problems at hand. I've done the same thing plenty of times to protect myself after all. But it's all in her eyes when she glances up at the few light raps I give the door. She wastes no time in leaving the mess of papers on the table and opening it for me, though even her confusion as she takes my presence barely hides it.
Seb let you in?
Yeah, you're not gonna like why.
Yeah.
The rough edge in her voice rings a whole different tune now that I'm aware why. But knowing is different from hearing it straight from her. I can't simply bring this up, can I?
No,
that's
you cannot.
Good, that's smart. No, it's not a topic suited for casual conversation, and I doubt she wants to talk to me about it. As much as I want to help, there's a distance between us I'll never be able to cross. One that wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for me. Perhaps if I had been more honest years ago and less of a coward, I might have been able to. Figures I couldn't even do that for the one person I keep telling myself that I care deeply about. Oh.
What can I say? I'm a very charming person.
To a rock, maybe.
This is the closest we can get to it, I suppose. The light banter, the fleeting glances, or sometimes the long bouts of silence. And it's enough. For me, it is. Even without words, there's comfort. With her, it's easy.
Must be a pretty cool rock
such
then.
a raging bitch.
I know. It's amazing how much easier it is to talk to the happy, cheery person than it is the densest alloy in the universe.
Right?
Ugh, get over yourself.
Hey now, I deserve some slack here. Today's supposed to be my day off. And yet here I am, helping you out.
Helping by standing at the door.
Well, you're not exactly letting me in.
Despite what she says, she moves to block me when I try to enter. She must have expected this, and the second we walked up to the building's entrance and counted on the night shift guard to bar me from this place. It's reassuring to know she's somehow worried about me, although it's a bit misplaced at the moment. Besides, her concerns aside, I really can't let her get into the thick of things without me. Not with all the problems on her plate right now.
Isabella!
Seriously, Ash. Seb might get in trouble for this. You might get
Whoa.
in even bigger trouble
What?
with your
What
boss.
behind her? Something must. That was a
And
really.
you're not.
That was an incorrect voice clip.
That was like danger. Something's behind you, and you're going
Yeah.
to die. Not just
Yeah.
Isabella.
Yeah.
You're
We've
gonna get in
already
trouble.
talked about this back at Zach's. It's out of the
Jesus,
question.
that scared the shit out of me. I'm like, oh fuck, what's happening?
Yeah, I thought there was a thing.
At least do it with Seb, please. He's a really
Yeah, that
nice
was
guy.
not
The way
appropriate
things are going here,
tone.
he's...
On that, I agree with her. Seb's not such a bad fellow. Might be a little careless with his job and he talks too much, but he means well. I'd hate to see the guy leave here with a bad record in case something goes wrong. However, the anxious look she shoots back the table behind her brings an even bigger worry.
Did you find something? Aside from what you told me about yesterday?
Not yet. I'm not sure. I haven't started going through the files we have in the records room. Just the ones they handed to me in rows.
Let me see.
Wait, Ash!
Isabella, I already promised you that no one's going to get in trouble after we're done here. Even Seb. I'll make sure we leave the place clean.
Her hesitation is still there, a split second of indecision as she tries to form an argument. Eventually, when nothing comes to mind, she steps aside. Here, 1 second.
Okay,
My fucking
but
dogs
we
are
can't
going
take the
crazy
original files out of
on the
this
back
office. Clear?
porch, and I gotta grab them and
Not even a single sheet.
keep them from harassing
We'll
the neighbors.
just have to make a
1
copy.
second.
Well, she didn't mute her microphone. So, I'm just gonna lean back and relax because I'm not hitting forward anymore, which means I'm not in danger of being hit by a QuickTime event. Yay. I've also got Kirkland brand assorted mixed nuts because I don't have time to go out for food just yet. Oh god. Whatever, we can move forward.
Don't worry, that's the plan.
A little bit. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe this is a time where I can actually, like, catch a quick drink.
Okay. Ready, back. Sorry, also
welcome-
peed a little bit.
Welcome back.
Alrighty. It appears to reassure her. A nod, then shortly she gestures for me to follow. Passing the sea of cubicles, I can't help but take in everything in their office. Force a habit for the most part. As far as I know, BRC Luxborn used to own this whole building. Offices in several floors, once upon a time when real estate was still a lucrative business for the company in this side of the country. Then competition showed up and suddenly everything's not so good anymore. It only got worse as the years went by, or so according to the rumors.
It's also run by a guy who keeps calling people noobs.
Yeah. That can't be the most intelligent, well-versed strategist for business.
Yeah.
Now, the branch is just this floor, despite what the huge sign in the building's facade says, and frankly, it's not too hard to believe when one looks at the state of this room right now. A number of desks have been cleared out.
I worked at a place that looked like that.
Jeez. Ugh. Personal mementos are scarce, as if employees have gone on an exodus. I mean, a lot of them are dead or missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll be downsizing, probably. Still worrisome, though. Of Of course, I shake away all this when Isabella starts handing me the papers she's been looking. Focus, Frey. There's no point in whining or dwelling on any longer. That's why we're here in the first place, to find out what the real deal is in the old-fashioned way. Isabella's presence is a whole other blessing, too. I couldn't imagine how long this would take if I pushed going in here alone.
Is this everything? Where are the documents you mentioned?
Still locked up in the records room. Do you need them now?
Bring them here. Everything that has to do with the mansion's sale. Even those who worked on it during the renovations. The cleanup, everything. Including your mandatory sign-in sheets.
It's an odd thing to bring up, but at least it elicits a laugh from her before she heads to the records room. Why? She remembers.
Later, Shadow.
Oh, bye. Thanks for joining us. And no matter how weak the sound of it is from her usual tones, it's a welcome thing to hear. Reminds me that the Isabella I know is still in there. She returns minutes later with a thick stack of folders and binders. For the next half of the hour, we work in complete silence while we dig into everything compiled in the folders.
Ermagerd Mansion.
Ermagerd. Not an easy task considering how thick the whole thing is, but there's two of us. I like thick. No. In fact, Isabella does most of the work, sorting the contracts, the employee list, and stuff we won't need into a neat pile. Just the files for the restoration alone makes up a stack of papers that's an inch thick. Third-party service providers hired for the masonry, radiators, woodworking, plasterwork, slate roofing, and a whole bunch of other things are well documented. Hell, every single contractor who worked on the project were listed individually, even if they were just there to do the plumbing. It's a high-profile and high-cost estate, all right. But with that scope comes the loopholes. Means plenty of room to hide something in if there's something fishy going on. Yep. All I have to do is find a pattern. And it doesn't take long.
Ooh.
Upon closer glance, despite the original owners shouldering the renovation costs, it'll be surprising if they manage to break even on the Ermagerd mansion. What with the additional expenses for the open house, the commission for the agents, and other overhead fees, there's no way that could be... Because the people are like, I'm going to pay for it. I'll pay above listing price in cash.
And even then, even then they might not have broken even because it was like, super old dumpy mansion that the old owners were just like, all right, if we just like pay all this money, we can finally get this out of our family forever and just like make it someone else's curse problem.
At one point, the negotiations to get it listed under BRC's names almost broke down too. Some disagreement about the listing price. The owners wanted to be rid of it as quickly as possible while keeping the worth at a profitable level. BRC was insisting on a higher amount, double what the appraiser suggested. Jesus.
Because BRC needed to sell it to keep themselves afloat.
Yep. This, plus the rumor that their branch is closing. BRC Luxmore really is in the red, and the sale of the mansion could have easily been a desperate move to keep the branch afloat.
No wonder the final sale happened as fast as it did. Did you know about this?
No. They took it off our hands after I submitted the final documents for the sale. I didn't even know until I read this. I'm not sure if Rose did. I've only been given the key to the records room after she... Anyway, my point is, they've kept all the files from me. Rose was the one who compiled everything from our side. And even then, she was probably not aware of this. There's only so much they let us know. After that, they just told us to wait for our commission, and that the legal team would handle the rest. The rumors are true. Huh.
Seems so.
My spit went down. I tried to breathe.
Breathe gooder.
I'm salivating because I was thinking about the deviled eggs again.
Uh-huh.
It just sounds so good.
Good cover.
Oh, fuck. What? And maybe Ash is cute. I don't know. Okay. Jeez, this place is just unlucky. Going bankrupt while the rest of this crap is happening. This isn't what we're looking for. What we need is the who. The people, aside from Isabel and Cooper, involved in the business with the mansion. And the how they are now. Can't do much on the outside contractors. They won't be on file. The employees list, on the other hand. Even with 2 people working through the pile, the whole task still takes quite a while. Yeah, dude, realty is like 90% fucking paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen, jeez. It's a quarter of an hour later when we put down the papers with a sigh and move on to the clients upon Isabella's insistence. For that, the sign-in form from the open house comes in handy. For something that gives me a laugh when I spy a fake name I wrote on one of the sheets.
Oh god, hang on. Anna, Luke, Richard, Frank, Ashley.
Ashley, I'm assuming is his.
Why'd I even pick this name? It sounds so lame.
It's either Ashley or Richard Frank.
Nothing important. Just focus on those papers you have. We need to finish this soon, before Seb suspects anything.
She snatched the paper away before the thought of hiding it occurs to me. Not that there's much secret in it. Isabella found me that afternoon anyway, but still.
Ashley?
I've been careless that day, tailing Luke right without confirming where they were headed off to. While the butler's terribly efficient in keeping the rights engagements from public eye, there are other ways if only I've given it the time of my day. In retrospect, I've been too eager, too impatient to find something that'll crack the case and be done with it. Maybe my failure goes as far back as the day of the open house, not during the party last night.
Yeah, well, I was pressed for time.
Seriously, Ashley? Were you even trying?
Oh, come on. You didn't even notice I was the one who wrote it down.
Of course I wouldn't. Only an idiot would use his real name.
It worked, though. Admit it. It's genius. Who would have thought, huh?
She responds with a roll of her eyes and drops the matter entirely by shoving the paper back into my hands. We lapse back to our respective tasks afterwards, wordlessly skimming through everything. Read, set aside, get another one. Looking back at the sign-in sheet, I spot Luke Wright and Hannah Wright listed up top. Not that I don't know about them already, of course, but scanning through a list, the name immediately comes to my attention.
Madeline Williams.
Something wrong?
Huh? No, just that I remember this girl listed here.
She frowns, moves her seat closer, and takes a careful read at the sheet. There's a long moment before she speaks up again, but from the way she tenses, she appears to be expecting the worst already.
What about her?
She was with me, in the group following Cooper, when we toured the upstairs part of the mansion, I mean. Rather loud one, especially when we took a peek into the attic. Kept talking about the ghost stories the whole tour.
Then, do you think she's...
She was reported missing 3 days after.
Oh, shit. There was a ruckus at the precinct the day her family filed it. Threats were naturally given at the lack of progress days later. Desperate ones. The family's willing to shell out all the cash they need just to find her. To no avail, unfortunately. I wonder when she saw it. Officer Benjamin has been in a bad mood ever since he spoke with them, but what can he do?
So his group toured the upper floor, and there was probably a tour around the attic, and like she couldn't have seen the letter, but she got into the attic room and probably... Oh, I wonder if she saw something else in that attic room. Maybe the letter's been a side effect. Maybe it's been the fucking attic.
Maybe
the attic just like spawned shit, because it spawned the letter for Isabel, it spawned a necklace for Hannah, maybe it spawned something for this woman.
I mean, the game's called The Letter. I feel like probably the most important thing would be the letter, though, Ian. Fizzle.
Maybe, but the letter was the first thing that turned us onto this. Like, the game gets deeper as we go on.
That's true. I don't. We'll have to see. I mean, when Becca showed up, before she even saw the letter, like first time when she was just looking for Becca or Bella, she saw some shit, and we thought maybe it's psychic, which is still possible, but also maybe it's just it's haunted as shit, and you don't necessarily have to see the letter to have haunted shit happen to you or to see it.
Right.
Because like all the people who are going missing, all the people who are died, Bella has the letter still, as far as we know.
Yeah.
There's
yeah, she does.
It's just the mansion is haunted as shit.
Yeah.
Yep. What can we do? He's tied. We're all tied. There's only so much we're able to do with everything that has been shoved into our hands recently.
She still hasn't been found. It's already been a week.
Isabella makes no further comment aside from a nod. Instead, she sits back on her chair with a distant look in her eyes, her hands balling into a fist as she struggles with her frustration. Maybe it's anger? But the moment doesn't last too long. Soon her grip loosens and she folds her hands back on her lap. Her expression, however, it's one I've seen too many times in the mirror. What does one say to a person burdened by not only one loss, but many, who carries it in her shoulders like a badge of shame? I've yet to find the answer to that myself. Until then, the only way is forward. Press on to see where our attempts at fixing our mistake might lead us. And despite my own doubts, a glimpse of that look on her face is enough reason for me. I can't just give up. There's too much at stake, too much to lose. With a renewed focus, I continue. On the third and last sheet, I spot another one, Beatrice Wilde. One I recall from the newspaper obituaries. Oh, shit. Died of a heart attack. Oh my god. Dude, this fucking mansion is mega haunted as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh damn. A letter of correspondence expressing condolences to her family confirms as much in her files. Passed away at age 74 in her sleep. Oh, you know, she could have just died though.
Yeah.
She's at that age. It certainly could have been a natural death.
Like that possible, right?
It's possible,
It's possible, but there's fucking ghosts, so.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe so. But 3 more letters turn up when I rummage through the stack, and it leaves nothing more than a foreboding feel. Oh, no. If there's that many people who die, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all addressed to families of clients who have passed away in the past week. No, that is not a fucking coincidence. Regardless, these go into a pile of things worth looking into after our visit here, along with Williams' info sheet. There are just so many names, so many faces, each one I've seen that day, and here I am wondering if they're all right. It isn't a selfless thought that brings the question to mind. Rather, it's the logic that if more than one of them are still alive, or if more of them are still alive, the more people I can choose to question. Nothing's concrete yet, of course. These are just speculations, but we're making progress. Once done with the sign-in sheets, I stash it along with the growing pile to my left and pull out as many of the other documents Isabella has already prepared for me. Okay, I'm really just hoping a ghost is going to pop up, because like we're just going over paperwork. It's information we need.
Yeah.
But it's kind of boring.
The ghost doesn't show up in pairs. Don't worry. That's a rule that has totally been so far.
Right.
Yeah.
We're working through the employee list now, those who have been assigned to the mansion. Because if Isabella wants to be believed, if what she's seen and what happened to Rose Cooper is because of the letter, I need to know everyone who has possibly read it, aside from the 3 of us, if they've been noticing strange things too. For all I know, these may have just been a terrible coincidence. Although the thought of that starts to diminish as we dig into the BRC's company files. 15 minutes later, the stack close to my elbow has risen from 5 to 21 different dossiers. Client and employee documentation, people have either visited the open house or worked from the property in some capacity since the letter's discovery. Turns out there were 2 more employees who handled the mansion directly, aside from Cooper and Isabella. Christian Tsai, the realty specialist, and Mark Julius Jean-Marie, the estate appraiser. Jesus, that's a name.
This C guy, he was in custody just the other day.
Really? Sir John has been looking for him. He stopped reporting to work a few weeks ago. Are you sure it's the same person?
Yep, this is him. Folks at the precinct said they went to his house after a noise complaint.
No.
They found him just acting all crazy. Had to take him in when he started getting
outside.
violent. He kept screaming about a woman.
Oh, shit.
Yep. It's a ghost. Immediately she stiffens. I don't want to bring it up or imply a connection to Isabella's story, but that is exactly what happened. Because that's
Also,
probably what's actually happening.
This guy managed to fight off the ghost for several weeks. We need to get him on the fucking phone immediately.
He was driving the
Right?
guards mad, but he didn't last too long in there. A few hours in, and he just started bashing his own head against the wall.
Oh.
Well, it was messy, to say the least.
Okay, well,
no. We had no idea.
Okay, plan B.
Is he okay?
I don't think he's okay.
HR just marked him as AWOL because none of their calls would get through.
He's in the hospital right now. I heard they're putting him into a psychiatric ward as soon as he recovers.
Oh, fun. So
He's
he gets
still
to
a
be in a
bit
crazy house and haunted.
unstable.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Sean Marie, on the other hand, his employee file notes his date of leaving even when his final payment had been given. Along with it, there's a letter to his family about the appraiser being found dead in the office. Communication is hush-hush, and there's mention of compensation if they don't talk about it to the media.
Jesus.
Wow. Inspector Abigail has often scolded me for not reading the reports on a regular basis, but I try to keep up to date as much as I can.
So about that murder cult.
Yep.
What if it really is just the realty company and like Luke Wright is just like the fall guy who was just like, hey, cheap real estate, let's fucking go for it.
Maybe, but like we are seeing ghosts, but there could also be, in addition to the ghost killings, just straight up people murder.
Just also a murder cult. Yeah.
Yep. That'd be cool. Murder cults are so fucking neat in games. They're just crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
When I do, I make sure I'm aware of the gist of what's going on in my city.
Mm-hmm.
This never reached the police's ears on the health and safety executive. Oh,
Do you know about this guy?
One glance at her says everything. They've hidden it from the media. They've kept it from the police. It's not surprising this will also be a secret from someone of Isabella's position in this company. Fuck.
Rose was looking for him last week. We haven't heard anything from him either until now. They never mentioned this to us.
Oh my god. Business going under and someone dies while working here? Of course they want to keep that quiet. It's bad publicity. This whole thing is just getting freakier by the minute. That's how we're justifying all this paperwork shit. So, enjoy. Nevertheless, I hand the files for Isabella to make a copy of.
The pages with their names, addresses, and contact numbers will do. We'll start with the ones who live within the city.
If they're still alive. Sometimes there are things you really just can't brush off as mere coincidence. In my line of work, once a pattern pops up, it's only right to be suspicious. Especially that thing with Sai. See? What did he say? See. Yeah. It hits too close to the stuff my own friends have been telling me.
All of this?
It's considerably thinner than the one she brought in, yet somehow the way she hugs the folders close to herself makes it seem heavier. Like she's hanging onto it, and in the same manner, one will latch onto a lifeline.
Only the noteworthy ones.
And those that might be alive. Might. She doesn't need to know that. Okay,
Can't check the outside contractors, but the guys with the direct connection to BRC and the people who attended the open house should be enough. We don't have time to see how everyone's doing, especially if what you said is true.
For a second, she appears about to argue, then quickly decides against it and hides away before anyone reads the question in her face. Then, in a too abrupt motion, she turns towards the copier and gets to work. Soon only the machine's constant thrum fills the air around us, while I keep myself busy cleaning up the mess we've made. Black talk is awkward, to put it mildly. Disturbing at worst. Gotten so upset at letting her just babble away whenever it's just the two of us. Or gotten so used. I could tell, however, she wants to do more. She wants to fix this mess herself, and that desire makes her antsy. But at the same time, she's learning how to not be impulsive or stubborn, exactly as I told her yesterday before agreeing to any of this. Or maybe these so-called changes have always been with her. Dire situations have always pushed people to change, after all. Although seeing this happen in front of me only makes it difficult to find the proper things to say. That's fair. In an atmosphere this tense and charged, what is left for us to talk about?
About the ghost in the corner.
Yep. Certainly not the news. What's worse is when you only realize all this in hindsight, right after you've already ran your mouth off.
You know, for a house your company seems to be in a hurry to sell, they still made quite a fortune out of it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3... 6. Are you sure they're planning to give your entire share for this? This isn't a small amount, especially given the usual cut. And their accounting department isn't in the greatest shape either.
She doesn't have to worry about the...
Yeah, this isn't an embezzlement thing. This is a ghost and murder cult thing. You're getting distracted, Ash.
No, but he's saying, like, if she was caught and if they fired her, she wouldn't be probably getting a portion somehow. If she's, going through secure documents, there's probably some legal thing they could be like, no, you don't get your money.
Sure.
But like, her big concern was being able to afford her dad's treatments. So
even if
I
they
don't think the money
it's not like someone still needs it.
Oh.
There's the reason why people don't let me talk. Silence once again descends through the room, denser compared to the ones we've shared tonight, but not as dense as, titanium alloy.
Yeah.
Behind me, I can still hear her movement, sharp and precise, while she feeds the originals to the machine. Then, with one last click, all of it stops. Feet shuffles lightly against the floor when she moves away. Something creaks softly, probably the table, as she settles her weight against its side. By this time, an apology is already on the tip of my tongue, but...
Belle,
Papa's gone, Ash.
In those scant few seconds, everything between us shifts as the gravity of her words sinks. Right then and there, something harsh and immovable rises between us. Death is something I'm familiar with. Almost 10 years in the police force, and it's impossible not to be acquainted with it. But this is different from those dead bodies we examined in forensics, a far cry from the victims we found in a bad investigation. Those I could easily distance myself from. No emotional attachments, no need for pretenses. Yet, somehow I still find myself grasping for things to tell her. Any words that'll comfort that, or any words of comfort that'll dull the pain. Because even without looking at her, her grief feels palpable enough. Her pain and immutable weight hanging over us. So gently I offer, tell me about him. Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Okay, I'm like, don't just be like, just stay busy. And it's like, wow, cool, thanks. No.
Well, so I thought we were just gonna like open our mouth and fuck it up.
No, I think he's gotten better at like...
When what?
Your dad. I mean, when did you find out?
That's a better way to say than when did he die? Because that's like, oh god. Yeah, she doesn't answer. Not immediately, anyways.
Oh, I need to check something real quick.
Okay.
I think actually now might be a good stopping point for me.
Okay.
Because I got something in like 20 minutes and I need to go get food for it.
Okay, I need to eat too. I'm hungry. But we will continue this maybe tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
I as far as I know right now, my schedule's open, but that could literally change.
Mine sure isn't.
And phone call. So, well, if so, then cool. We'll see everybody tomorrow, and we can get through this. And I've been looking for this.
Yeah.
And then we can, have them find Becca and be like, oh, no, how sad.
Yeah, how tried? Oh no.
Boo hoo.
My tears though.
Right? All those feelings I have for her. Alrighty, well, this was fun, and I'm really glad that I was able to do this. Billy had to work, so I'm like, cool. I got the fucking computer set up enough to where I could. I'm getting my monitor today, goddammit. And so, like, I made it happen. Jesus. So, thanks everybody for joining. This was awesome, and I'm so excited. This is such an amazing game.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.